All right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. How's it going?
How is everything looking and sounding? Everything functioning? There were some monitors plugged in and changed and moved about and stuff, and it might have changed my audio devices, but I think everything is good.
But you just been moving stuff around.
No, I mean it was something I did a few weeks ago. It's just I haven't streamed in this room since I did that Wagon Paradise stream.
Oh,
Well, I
okay.
mean, I
Yeah.
have streamed in this room, but not on MLiG because last week Drum and I started Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2
Oh,
on
cool.
the Backloggery stream. So I had everything set up for that, and I had moved like a.
The quest for more water.
Yes, indeed. um, but yeah, sometime since I last streamed on MLiG, I had moved that little fake iPad monitor because we
Right, right.
both bought that kind of cheap larger monitor
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
Amazon that was on sale, and
Yeah.
I put that downstairs where I had been using that iPad monitor. And honestly, that the iPad monitor is not super useful here because it's kind of too small. I've got I'm like screen capturing your feed on it,
Okay.
but
Yeah, yeah. The other one's much more useful. I think my that little iPad monitor, like I would use it every once in a while for like my Mister
yeah.
if I need like for whatever reason, but I
Mm-hmm.
have not used it for that in a long time.
Yeah.
And it's just in my closet now.
I saw when we were just going live. I see for whatever reason PCEMD Dave is posting a bunch of random game names or theoretical game names, and I like the idea of Bonk 4 starring Corey. I feel like someone needs to make this a real ROM hack.
Yeah, I am very clean shaven and haircut as
Yeah.
of today. I've been on the road for like the last several days, and it's just I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. I drove.
You sound it.
Yeah, I'm tired. Like I was traveled out to just up to Akron, which is like 4 hours, like 3.5 to 4 hours, and then I went to Erie, Pennsylvania, and then I went and visited my hometown of Jamestown, New York, and drove back this morning. It's just been nonstop.
I mean,
And
how long of a drive was it from
well,
Jamestown?
today it was like 5.5 hours
Oh,
from my hometown, which isn't that bad.
yeah, it's not
It
that
isn't that
bad. No.
bad. For some reason I thought it was longer. It's just that
Yeah, I would have
everything
thought so.
on top of each other. Because I would go and I was working in Akron. I would get there and I worked all day and like into the night, and then went to the hotel, slept, got up, drove to another place, and then worked all day, and then into the night, and then I went to bed, got up and drove to my hometown, and then I was just going. I was just I just saw a bunch of people, saw like a bunch of family and stuff because I hadn't been back to my been back there in a long time.
Right. I mean, had you been there since your mom
So I
moved?
haven't been there since gosh, probably been like it was probably 2018, 2017,
Okay.
2018. Well, the last time I spent any significant time there was when my mom sold her house, and that was thinking back in terms of like live streams. That was when the Genesis RGB episode came out, and
Really?
we did the live stream. Remember, I did it from my childhood bedroom,
Oh
like on
yeah,
the
yeah,
floor.
yeah. Wait, that was what year? 2018?
No, that was probably
Oh,
2016,
okay, okay. Because
2015,
yeah, I was gonna say
2016.
Genesis RGB couldn't have been
Yeah,
that late.
she I mean, I'm guessing that she probably moved about 8 years ago.
Were
I
you
don't
a,
remember the exact date.
were you a creeper and drive by your old house?
Yeah, of course. But
How'd it
so
look?
I'm Facebook friends with one of the people that live there, and I was really close to sending her a message and saying, "Hey, is it okay if I stop by?"
Oh yeah.
And I think I might. do that because we're taking another trip to that area in just after July 4th,
Yeah.
and I might do it then.
I feel like you've said this before. How the heck did you come to be Facebook friends with someone who, not that I know anything about how Facebook friends work, but
Well, it turns out that there is, she's like my cousin's cousin or my cousin's like sister's cousin.
I don't,
it's just like
I don't know I don't know the terms once you go beyond just regular cousin.
Exactly. So, we're not related, but I mean, through like weird, like, I guess, just certain connections, I guess, like maybe to an extent.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I don't think it would be my cousin's uncle's. Yes. But I still might do that.
In Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2, I'm playing the cleric, and her god that she worships is Helm, and so she's always going like, praise Helm, and me and Drum have been like, praise Lord Helmet.
Helm. But yeah, I mean, so I got back and I had a couple of like nice little packages waiting for me. It was pretty cool. I got Sonic Origins Plus.
I didn't know that was out.
Yeah,
I mean, I know people are upset that some stuff does require a download.
Yeah, so
but it's something at least, right? I mean, it's something.
Oh yeah.
The part of the game that has your credits, you're credited it is.
Yeah. I mean, I bought the PS5 version and the Switch version just because of that.
Oh yeah.
Final Fantasy 16 showed up today. I installed it. I've not played it. And,
I was actually surprised it was one disc, to tell you the truth.
It was like 90. It was like a 90 gig install.
Right, and I forgot that PS5 discs can be that big.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, but yeah, I thought it was going to be too, but yeah.
Yeah. And I got the thing for the Turbo EverDrive Pro. I can't think of what it's called. The little thing that connects to the back to give you stereo audio.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But I've not had a chance to really tool around with any of that stuff. In fact, I had like a little bit of time to play some games before stream. I played through like a 5-round story of Street Fighter 6.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
Because I really like it.
So should I go ahead and play this video game? So this was your suggestion for me today.
Right. Yeah. Infidelity, who has released the ports of Mega Man 4 and Mega Man 2 that I played at different times for the Super NES, recently released this, which is a Zelda 1. And you are it's appropriate for you to play this because you really know this game.
Well, you say that, although it is like half of the game is relatively fresh on my mind because I did do a Let's Play with John for DF Retro.
Right.
Where I played the NES version and he played the Doomkin version, which was pretty fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was actually surprised that, and like within an hour and a half, we actually got through like close to half the game. So I don't know if I'll actually finish because I don't really know this game that well. I mean, it's, some of my fellow NES loving friends give me grief and always say like, oh, you try hate Zelda 1, which is not true. Not true. I just don't super duper love Zelda 1. Not like, I think, for some reason, some of those same friends argue that Zelda 1 holds up better than Super Mario Brothers 1, which is just like a ridiculous statement in my mind. But I think mechanically, Mario 1 is just basically perfect. This, I think it's pretty obvious that like the mechanics vastly improved in Link to the Past. And, I just think Zelda 2, on the other hand, is also like a more unique and also more visually appealing game. But this is really cool. So I wasn't actually expecting this. So at first, I could be mistaken. Anyone who knows better than me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think at first he was only releasing like this version that has the emulated NES sound, which is cool because it notes here that the sound emulation is by Memblers, who is in Analog Frontiers Part 4. Right. We have interviewed him. And I wasn't expecting this to actually be like a selection thing. Mm-hmm. But that's pretty neat. I have barely ever done any MSU1 stuff, so I am really.
Are you going to do MSU1 tonight?
Yeah, I just loaded up.
All right.
So here we go.
So there's $5 from Dad1153. Thank you. Saying got lots of cheap eShop games. Clockwork Aquario is so cute. And Fantasy Star is so cool. First time playing, 7 hours in. Darn you, Corey.
I loved Clockwork Aquario. I played played that last year.
It's a little breezy, fun little game,
Indeed.
But that's cool. I'm glad you're enjoying Fantasy Star 1. That version is very playable for people that are just are playing it for the first time. So,
by the way, what's kind of interesting about this too, the initial version that I downloaded, there was a README that had instructions on how to alter the color palette, because the default is like the FCEUX or whatever,
right,
which that I think that's maybe a favorite among people like Infidelity and Memblers who have like been in the NES emulation scene for so long, because that was like, I think, one of the early standard bearers, right? So I could totally understand why that would be his preference for the default palette, but he included instructions for like converting other NES palettes into like using like a hex editor, and it sounded very complicated. I was very glad to see that in the latest build, there are IPS patches included for the color palettes, including what is currently my favorite color palette, the Katrinks palette, that is like it's been the default on Mister for a while, and I like the idea of it because it's very similar to the PC Engine composite palette, where it's like derived programmatically. I know that might be a little controversial because people like to think about like how it looked on different CRTs. This actually has like the Zelda 3 cave music, which is kind of neat in here, because normally this is silent.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and that's cool. It actually plays the in-engine doo-doo-doo-doo when I get the sword, and it doesn't interrupt the music, which is
I feel like this is the first time you've ever thought about what MSU stuff does. Like it's just like CD music, but it uses all in-game.
Right, but like in my head, I was thinking like, well, since the doo-doo-doo-doo is like, it's more like music, right? Like I expected it to stop playing the background music and play that instead.
I always thought it was just like a sound effect.
Well, but do you see this doing? For the transition, it's doing like a Super Nintendo like iris effect. That's very cool.
It's unfortunately, I wonder if we could ask them to program it like go every time. Because I think that it needs to, right? I mean, anytime that transition is used,
Yes.
it should have that sound effect.
Agreed. Agreed. Uh, so, uh, so anyway, I mean, yeah, I have barely used MSU1. Like probably the most experience I have had with the MSU1 is like probably before I even had an SD2 SNES, which this is my SD2 SNES is a hand-me-down as it is.
Right.
Uh, you had shown me a bunch of patches, including like a Zelda 3. Uh-oh.
There's a ton of something happened.
Is this a glitch? What happened?
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Did it freeze?
No! This is fascinating though.
Oh no.
I don't have this. Oh no, I'm like, I think near like level 9.
Oh geez.
And I have no sword and no hearts, and it's beeping. Yeah, I mean, you know, this just goes to highlight the challenges.
Yes.
I should go back to that other build that I had installed. Then it might be a little older.
Right, because you had gotten one that was maybe just like a brand new one.
Yeah, it might be like a
It
week
might
or
not even be
two
out yet.
old. Right. That was kind of funny though. I left it like it puts me up here with the Lionels. Okay, getting hit does kill me. I wonder.
Okay. Well, when you die, where does it take you?
Well, yeah. Let's see.
There was $9.99 from Tony Escobar about 6 minutes ago. Sorry about that. Thank you. Saying it's a blast watching and helping Bob play this on Retro RGB. Good luck. Try. Just finished Zelda 2 on Mister.
Oh. So now I've got one heart. Even though it like looks like I have full hearts.
Oh no. Yeah.
It won't let me do the laser sword, which is kind of funny. But the sword did respawn. But you know, this is so cool that like just the idea of like porting it to Super Nintendo, you know, just for fun. Oh, now that didn't.
Yeah.
That
So
didn't
I mean,
appear to
it seemed
hurt.
like they're all up in the top too.
But that didn't hurt.
I mean,
you know what? I wonder if like
if
the color palette patch could be
is what did it.
could be to blame. Let me, before I go over to the other one, let me just put this fresh on my SD card.
Okay.
And see and without the patch and see if that fixes it. Hang on.
Yeah. And put some
fresh meat
on your SD card. Yeah, I saw Bob like testing this a while ago. I did not stop in the stream though that time, and that was right before it came out. So he was testing that before it even released. And I'll wait for Try to get back to read this other donation. Ooh. It's on my. There was a WinZip was on my face. My face was being WinZipped. Is it, or is it WinZip or was it a something? Yeah, we have like some sort of like a tornado warning here. I'm not worried about it like where I am at because we're like on a big hill. Like there's like a lot of hills right around here, so I'm not too worried about it. But we could use the rain. There's a lot of PS5 talk in here. It's like someone's getting a little angry over the use of PS5 stands. Like what happened? What's the deal? What's the deal with the PS5 stands? So this weekend, is anybody living some place that has a place called The Exchange near them? I went to the one in Erie, Pennsylvania, and recently I went to the one in Akron, and it's kind of awesome. It's got games, movies, and records and CDs and stuff. I like it a lot. The one in Akron was much better than the one in Erie, though.
All right, let's see what happens now.
Okay. The only thing I got at the exchange, though, well, I got a couple of things, but only one thing was for me. I got Silent Hill Homecoming for the 360, and I saw two games there, two Super Nintendo games that I'd never heard of in my entire life. I've never seen them anyplace, or I've never even heard of them. And one I got for CGQ Chris for his his weekend rental show.
Oh,
he does, and that's a Mecha Robot Golf. Oh, geez.
Maybe I should try playing the non-MSU version. You know, I have not. Maybe I should have updated my SD2 SNES.
Yeah.
Or FX.
I mean,
Pack
that would probably do it.
I'm dumb and don't know how to update F drives. I just put like a folder on it, right?
Yeah, let me find that for you. But I've never heard of Mecha Robot Golf in my entire life. And what was the other one that I sent him, but I didn't get it for him? Is Football Fury, that I've never heard of either on the Super Nintendo. I mean, I feel as though at least most games I've at least seen or heard the name before.
Mm-hmm.
Someplace.
I mean, but you know, there's also a lot of times where it's just like a game has a name that sounds so uninteresting that you just like don't even pay attention to it until someone tells you like, oh, actually, you know, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah. But Mecha Robot Golf.
Okay, so non-MSU1 version
is working. Okay.
Like, and this is.
People want you to turn up the game sound a little bit.
Huh?
Can you do that? People want you to turn up the game sound.
Okay, I mean, it is just the emulated sound.
That's okay.
But
I mean, I think that in a way that's more interesting, anyways.
In some way, I guess so. Does that sound okay?
I mean, that's
now?
what I've done with the Mega Mans.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I'm sure it would sound different if I listened to them side by side, but it sounds pretty darn authentic just at a casual listen.
Yeah. I like that it has the Y and the B.
Yeah.
Up at the top there.
Because that would put it in line with A Link to the Past, you know, item on B, or item on Y, sword on B.
Yeah. Good Vibe Collecting says that Mecha Robot Golf is about as generic sounding as Space Football, also a SNES game. I've never heard of that either.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that sounds generic. That sounds kind of amazing, like Ninja Golf.
Space Football. So when you were tooling around with your SNES, there was a $10 Canadian donation from Buddy Scotch. Thank you. Saying, hey Corey and Try, I was wondering if you had any advice for PVM hunting. I've asked with e-recycling depots I work with, news stations, universities, etc., and I've had no luck. What's your experience?
So, the sad thing is our experience is several years ago.
Yes.
When the experience was different.
Yes. When you could do all those things and it would work. the exact things that you've done.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, all bets are off.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
it's almost impossible to know what you're gonna find. And really, I think a lot of it just comes down to luck.
I mean, I think a lot, there's got to still be a lot of places out there where, they're just waiting to be found, right?
Right.
But places have just gotten discovered more and more over the years. Some people have gotten wise to, what these things are and, how desirable they are.
Yes.
So
it's a real tough situation right now. And I wish that I didn't have to say that. Like, I wish that there was I wish I had better advice, because it's just, it's
unfortunate.
It's almost like I have no idea where to even begin at this point.
I mean, every once in a while we do see people in the chat like, is Tony Escobar in the house? He kind of got his own recently, but it was at his place of work at a hospital, which is,
Yes.
Not an unexpected place to find such things. The best luck we have had in game PVMs, and keep in mind this was, I would say like the most recent time either of us have done a big haul was 4 to 5 years ago.
Yeah, and I don't even.
And
I can't even think the last time I looked.
Right, and but those were at like medical equipment reselling warehouses. I think a lot of people think of TV studios first, but the thing is, those places are like meant for customers to like come in and wander around and browse the warehouse, and that's where we have had our best luck in finding like 20 inchers, right?
Yeah. Well, what you really need to do is, like, I know that you've tried a lot of these things, but have you ever called them up and shown them a picture and said,
I'm interested in this.
Just point at it.
I mean, especially with a deep voice like that, how could they refuse you?
Right. There is also €5 from Velcro pants. What I want to know is, are they the fuzzy side or the prickly side? I mean, what are you gonna? I'd rather have the fuzzy pants, right?
But then, like, when you set your hands on your lap, then you've got the prickly side on your hands. Like right now, my hands are on my pants right now, and it would not be good times playing Zelda right now.
Yeah. So, Velcro Pants is saying, have you ever considered adding the Whoa Nelly sound effect from Earthworm Jim 1 every time your doggo appears or is mentioned? And I have not, but I should do that. I should absolutely do that.
We added a chat command from Metal Slug, I guess 2 and onwards.
Is it big?
Yeah, we had that like in the Backloggery stream chat. You can just type !big and it just goes, whoa, big. Very useful anytime big things appear in video games, which is often.
Yes. But I should do that. She doesn't appear on stream though. Usually she's up with the kiddos because they're going to bed at this time.
Yeah, she seems, when I was there not super long ago, she seems reluctant to go back downstairs, like after a certain time. It's like,
yeah, but if I'm the only one here, then she'll come down.
But she'll like, I find that she's like upstairs and you're like trying to get her to come back down. She's just like staring at you like, this better be good.
Yeah. And sometimes I'll like sit in the chair and she'll like jump up on me. Oh yeah, the EA big. If you have to say big, just cut out the EA part.
Like,
I think that the loss of EA big is kind of sad.
I mean,
I feel like they should bring it back in some way.
They should rename EA Originals EA Big.
Yeah. And I feel like if they ever made like another Road Rash, like that would be a perfect EA Big game.
What exactly defined
Is
EA
EA
Big
Big?
though? Because it wasn't like just
It's more
sports
like-
games
like-
though, right?
It's more like extreme like sports that are more cartoonish. Like SSX was the I think SSX 1 was the first EA Big game. Burnout Paradise was EA Big. Sled Storm was EA Big. Maybe Sled Storm 1 was the first EA Big. Now that I think about it. I should look up what other EA
Whoa,
Big.
big.
Well, okay. Let's see here. I mean, yeah, like FIFA Street 2, Def Jam Vendetta apparently was, and NFL Street, NBA Street, and these are just. No.
You know, the sound effect with the
Was Sledstorm? Oh yeah, okay. Sledstorm 1 was, or Sledstorm on the PS2 was, which was also called Sledstorm. It's a reboot. The second game was a reboot of the first one.
the sound effect when enemies blip out like sounds a little different from what I remember, but it sounds kind of awesome. I think I like how it sounds. Oh, this is level 3.
We got a 129 SEK from Dude. What does mine say? Dude. What does mine say? Sweet. What does mine say?
I think that's is that Swedish?
Yeah, it's sweet. It's Swedish because this thing says, "Hey." It's like the
the
HEJ.
the IKEA. Hey, well, it says
Yeah.
I see it says hi here.
HEJ.
The icon.
Yes.
It's the IKEA hi.
Yes.
Whoa!
Dude,
That's a
what does
lot.
mine say? It says, "Hi, dudes. Been playing some SSX 3 on my new Xbox Series X lately. Lots of fun. At one point, I found myself in a huge jump, probably like 5 or 6 feet from the edge." Come on.
all that time that we were talking about the hedge, did you?
And I did not read anything
You
beyond.
You didn't know. You didn't
got
know what
me.
was waiting
You
for
got
you.
me.
They
You
got
got
you.
me. Because I was gonna, SSX 3, awesome game. I love it. But you got me. You got me. You know what?
You earned it.
I think that it pays to not read the complete comment before I start reading
Oh, sure.
every time,
Sure.
because you got me. I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. Yes. But I do want to say the SSX 3
I just
incredible.
want to say I
Incredible.
greatly apologize to people who know this game super well and are just like pulling their hair out that I'm like a little fuzzy on where to find Dungeon 2.
Yeah.
Even though I played this just a couple of months ago with John.
SSX 3, when I first moved to New York City, I brought my PS2, and the only game that I brought was SSX 3, and that's the only game that I played for a very long time. I loved it. It's definitely the best game in the series.
I got that when I was up your way.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's hard for me to imagine you like getting into it. I don't know why.
I mean,
But-
I like 1080, so
Yeah.
I thought it was worth giving it a try. I mean, I'm not like interested in like trick systems or anything, but
Oh, it's all about tricks.
yeah, but like, I mean, but there's just just regular racing
And the
component to
second
it as
game is
well,
called
right?
Tricky. What?
I mean, there's just regular racing component to it as
Yeah,
well.
but you need to do tricks to get
speed.
Speed boost. Yeah,
Well,
and also
which is fine. Which is
but
fine.
yeah, but it's really fun.
As long as
It's
there's
really,
a reward for doing tricks, then
yeah,
then
you will find that
I'm just not interested in
it comes
tricks
natural.
on their own.
Because it's pretty awesome once you get like the Uber tricks and stuff. Like after you've done enough, like just regular tricks, and then it just like gives you unlimited boost and everything. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, I see a good vibe collecting. Says I don't like SSX 3 much as the original and Tricky. I prefer the linear racing style of those. I get it, but I never felt like this was. You can just skip to the races and the events if you wanted to. But I like that you can just kind of go down the mountain. And just kind of practice on your way and find like hidden stuff. I think it's really cool.
What am I
There's
doing
$5
wrong?
from Dan B. Thank you. Saying, Corey, I noticed your shelving looks immaculate. I really do look like the son of Mr. Clean and organized.
I mean, it is true that you can see through the webcam footage that there is absolutely not a speck of dust or anything there, right?
Yeah, I wish. I wish that was the truth. I don't know. You might be able to see a little right there, like on the floor. But it's I don't know. I'm slightly worried about maybe running out of space sooner than expected, mainly because I might have too many Switch games, and I've thought about maybe going through and seeing if I could cull some of my Switch games. But I don't know if I would like regret that after the fact or not. Same thing with PS4, but you know what? So I got like a external SSD for my PS5 to just install PS4 games on, because SSDs are so cheap right now. So I got like a 4 terabyte external drive it's just like what I was doing while I was waiting for graphics to render this past week, because I got that, and I had this idea of, I have had a white DualShock 4 that I got with my PS4 Pro that I've never used.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna sync that to my PS5, and then when I play PS4 games on the PS5, I'll just use that with them.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of get that authentic PS4 experience, but with
good frame rate.
the benefits of the PS5 hardware.
That's a good idea.
Mega X6 has been a member for 15 months.
Oh,
and
thank
asked,
you.
Have you seen the Legend of Zelda VR Doom mod? It looks cool.
Yeah, well, so
And that's what,
well, it wasn't the VR mod, but if you look up Digital Foundry videos from the past few months, you'll see a Let's Play of me and John playing. I'm playing the NES version. He's playing the Doom mod, but it's using the Doom source port. So he wasn't doing VR, but that does. I mean, I don't know. Playing Doom in VR sounds like it would be pretty easy to get sick because of how fast it moves, right?
yeah.
But I'm sure it would be a fun thing to at least try for sure.
So there's $2 from Jonathan Hinson. Thank you. And this is something I did not hear about. Saying there's lots of discourse today regarding the DDoS attack on Blizzard and users not being able to play their copy of Diablo 4 due to the always online requirement. Not sure I like this future of modern gaming.
Yeah, I saw a teensy bit about that. Oh man,
I didn't see any of that.
Well, now I feel like I'm committed. I gotta play Money Making Game one more time. Let's play Money Making Game. Let's do it. All right.
So I assume that, has it been? Are they trying to prove a point? Is that like the whole reason they're doing it? You think? Obviously, they're trying to.
Oh, man.
Always online.
I mean,
Want.
who knows what the reason for it is? But yeah,
I feel like Diablo happened, and then it disappeared.
You know what? What's funny is show this to the old one. What's funny is so the guy who voices Sid in Final Fantasy 16 like is also a Diablo 4 character. He's got like this incredibly distinct, like super low voice.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess he's been getting a lot of attention lately. He's like, oh wow, I started work on those two games 3 years ago and had no idea that they'd be coming out like weeks apart. Because now everyone is like talking to him about it. So I looked him up and he's like, have you ever seen The Witch? It was like a horror movie that came out a few years ago that was
I didn't see it.
Pretty widely talked about. Yeah, he's like the dad in that.
Oh,
but he's pretty awesome as Sid in 16. I mean, I won't spoil anything, but it's it's a good Sid. He's definitely already a contender for best Sid.
It's interesting because I realized with like the traveling I had to do for work, and then I want to finish the episode that I'm working on. I want to finish it before I have to travel, but I have like a separate thing that popped up at the same time, so I'm going to be crunching on two things before I'm going on family vacation this week, and I realized like I'm not going to even start Final Fantasy 16. Like I'm not going to even boot it up.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't want to do that. Yeah, you just got too much
the
going.
11th or 12th.
You got way too much going on. Okay, is this
Yeah.
the woman I'm supposed to show this to? I don't even remember this. Ooh, buy medicine before you go. Oh gosh. Does anyone remember what the difference between blue and red is?
No.
I do not remember.
So, I mean, that's just the way it is for that stuff, and that's why like I'll just like enjoy.
Ooh, red is
continue to enjoy some Street Fighter
Seems
6,
worth
like in my little bit of downtime I might have. But when I took this trip, I did not even bring I brought like 0 games.
Yeah.
Stuff with me. All I did is like brought my laptop to like work on video stuff.
Okay, I'm just going to do Dungeon 3 because I know where it is. I feel like I'm pretty sure I know the vicinity of where 2 is, but I keep going in circles.
Blue is 1 time use and red is 2 times use.
Yeah,
apparently.
I saw that. So.
But Shinjan says red is cherry, and I assume the blue is blue raspberry. Like the 2 best flavors of Airheads, by the way.
Airfeds?
Airheads.
So, I mean, a lot of people ask like, okay, like what's the point of porting this to Super Nintendo? It looks exactly the same. And for the most part, I mean, I would say there's not a point. It's just cool, right? It's like just on a technical level, it's a cool achievement, right? But
yes.
I guess as you can
smoother when it goes from scene to scene.
Right, but like also as you can see, just like from fighting all these blobs, you've got on Super Nintendo, you don't have flickers, so
yeah,
much higher sprite count. So yeah.
Shinjan, I can't believe that you're saying that. And there is a watermelon flavor of Airheads, and you're saying that watermelon always wins, and I say that watermelon is always last. I will never choose watermelon flavor over anything, basically.
I mean, I wouldn't say I mind watermelon flavor, but it's
rarely
amazing.
It'll be the last choice that I make. I mean, Orange is
orange
fine.
Orange is pretty top tier.
See, I don't agree with that. Like I feel
orange and
I
red
like
are
orange, but it's-
almost always like nearly equal.
So there's $9.99 from Sam Parks. Thank you. Saying watching with my 7-year-old daughter. You guys are great. If you could say, oh, hi Layla. We're glad you're watching.
Hi.
Thank you for watching tonight. I hope you're enjoying it. Maybe someday you should try Zelda 1 yourself. You might like it.
Yeah.
But thank you, Sam. Yeah, well, Airheads are made here, I guess, are from Cincinnati.
Yeah, that and Gorilla Tape.
Yeah, which is ridiculously strong. If you don't know,
incredibly strong.
Incredible.
Get it right.
Yes.
Jeez. Incredibly strong. Period. I just love the period at the end. It's just like, I don't know. It's very matter of fact the way they're selling you on this incredible strength. You know.
Yes.
It's just incredibly strong.
So I'm gonna kind of spoil it a little bit. So we when we recorded this week's Here's My Question for You podcast, I recorded it like while I was driving from Akron to Erie.
You record it in the car?
I recorded in the car, yeah. So what I did is like, Chris called me on the phone, and I put the earbud like in my ear, and then I used one of those Rode mics that record locally.
Yeah.
On it, and I just like put that on me, and then we just like talked, and it didn't pick him up or anything. What I think is so funny though, so there's no camera for me.
Right.
So what he does is he just like has like driving games showing in my window the whole time. So like starts with Outrun, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff in there. It's pretty fun.
Did the audio come out decent enough?
Yeah. We put had to use a little bit of a denoiser on it, because it picked up some stuff. But I think that if I enable like the pad function, that'll probably help with it next time. And now I'm kind of into the idea of doing that more, of just like not even in the car, but like maybe I'll be taking the dog for a walk or something. Just I'll do my parts like on location sometimes.
I mean, it's kind of like the Here's My Question for You version of my cruising episode.
Yes. Yeah. It's fun, but we get a chance to talk about just, I get a chance to share some like funny driving stories and stuff. Are those guys dark nuts?
They are dark nuts.
There's no dark nuts in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Were there?
I think you're correct.
Are those what are the blob things called?
Choo-choos?
Yeah, are those things choo-choos?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're choo-choos. They've always been choo-choos.
Choo-choo rockets?
Yep. Oops.
So it's running the SNES version, the same thing as running it on an NES core with the sprite limit disabled. No. I mean, he does it all by hand, as far as I know. Is he like ports the code over all by hand?
Which is really cool because Super Nintendo, like, there's not a lot of like homebrew Super Nintendo games. You know what I mean? Like, it's always interesting to me. Like, I think part of it is just because there's more fan tools out there for like making your own Sega Genesis games, making your own NES or Game Boy games. But
yeah,
Super Nintendo, I don't know, is it just like the complexity of development? Like, I don't know. We just don't see that much. Also, look how much slowdown would be on the NES in this scene. Like, a lot.
Oh yeah, with all them.
And
yeah.
even if you increase the sprite flicker limit on Mister or one of the other emulation devices, Analog, NT, AVS, those have it as well. You would still, I'm pretty sure, get slowdown. I don't think increasing sprite limit changes slowdown. And I don't think you would want it to. Like that would bother me a bit. I would say.
Soulman 902 is with $1.99. Thank you, saying I hope Mega Man is next. Flicker free Mega Man 1 through 6, please. So there is Mega Man 2 and 4 already.
Yeah.
But like Frank Strasser saying, Mega Man 1 is my favorite, and that's my favorite too.
Unpopular opinion, but I respect. I respect it. Most people do not respect that opinion.
Right. And I understand. People that don't, because I put that in the same. I rented Zelda 1 and Mega Man 1 over the same weekend. It was I feel like it was like Memorial Day weekend of that year, and I didn't even touch Zelda. I liked Mega Man so much, and I was going into Mega Man without knowing really anything about it. And
I don't know how you would.
Yeah. Just really blew me away at the time.
Man, we've got so many alerts on the backloggery streams from Mega Man Powered Up. They're so good. My favorite one is Dr. Light going, Dr. Wily, you are a most foul man. Like, there's like this real big build up to it. You are a most foul man. He also added a bunch from the Mega Man cartoon.
Oh, that's fun.
There's a pretty good one where it's in the oh no category. Where people can just like redeem for, expressing oh no, and then it pulls a random clip from our alerts.
Yeah.
And there's this random guy just staying around going, if Dr. Light had never invented robots, then none of this ever would have happened. Which honestly is, pretty good conclusion to draw for, almost any situation that could go wrong in modern life.
Yeah.
If
apparently, I had a message from Shadow Mask saying that you're quite a bit louder than me.
Oh,
I'm not sure if it's like, but he has a very good ear for audio.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it's about.
Well, I was adjusting things before the stream, and I wasn't quite sure if I had really dialed it in. Let me. Is the problem more that Corey is too quiet, or I'm too? See, I think I'm peaking here. I had to make some adjustments last week because of me and Drum streaming here in the same room with two different mics. Let me make a quick adjustment and see if it is better.
Okay. Is this year? You think this year will go down in history of like being an amazing year with like Final Fantasy 16, the Resident Evil 4 remake, Zelda, what else has been like a big deal this year? I mean, I feel like,
all right, let's see.
Does anybody think we're going to hit like 1998 levels here?
98 levels, what?
So, a lot of people will say that like 1998 was like the best year of gaming. That's like the year that Ocarina of Time came out, and there was like a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's a good year.
So I was thinking, with the releases so far this year, and I just thinking about what else is coming out this year, could this year be approaching it in terms of like how good it is? Because I mean, when you think about it, it's like
Kingdom,
Resident Evil 4 remake, Final Fantasy 16, and like what else is like the Mario Wonders coming out?
yeah,
Mario
which
RPG
looks
remake.
amazing. Yeah,
I mean, I feel as though
Metroid Prime remastered. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, a lot of things that we're throwing around are like remakes and stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it is.
I mean, were a lot of those games that came out not remakes, but were they sequels to established series?
Sure, but I mean that would be the same case in '98 as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so 98 had like Ocarina of Time, Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil 2, StarCraft, Crash Bandicoot 3, Half-Life, Banjo-Kazooie, Grim Fandango, Parasite Eve, Xenogears, F-Zero X. I'm just like pulling different things. Spyro 1, Panzer Dragoon Saga, Pokemon Yellow, Ridge Racer Type 4, Unreal.
Well, Pokemon Yellow, would that have been in Japan? Because I feel I feel like Red and Blue came out. I feel like Red and
maybe
Blue.
maybe that was in Japan. I don't know.
I feel like Red and Blue came out here.
Trespasser, Jurassic Park Trespasser is on there. Came out that year. Soul Calibur came out that year in Japan.
I mean, the Dreamcast launched in '98 in Japan, which is always the weirdest thing in the world to me to think about.
Yeah. So I mean, so Red and Blue came out in '98 here, but just like the stuff that I've mentioned, like that's kind of an amazing year.
I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Now I'm seeing that, and I'm thinking, I think at the time we thought it was awesome, but we didn't realize that it was going to be this. We'd be looking back on it 25 years later, saying, "Hey, that might have been the best year of video games ever." I mean,
no Final Fantasy though.
Railroad Tycoon 2 came out that year.
No Final Fantasy though, unless Tactics came out that year.
I don't see it.
I feel like that was '97.
I mean, Great Fencer Musashi came out, which didn't that have the Final Fantasy VIII demo with it?
Yeah, but Final Fantasy VIII came out in '99, right? Oh, it came out the same day as the Dreamcast.
Yes, or the day before it came out.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Marvel vs. Capcom 1 came out. Oh, Shogo came out that year. Shogo is a great anime-inspired first-person shooter. PC is like PC only.
Oh, is that ladder and not? That's not. I guess that's ladder and not raft. Oh
well. Where can you get this port? I mean, so Infidelity has posted it on Twitter, and you can probably go to some place like CD Romance and download it.
What dungeon is this? Oh, it's not a dungeon. Take any one you want.
2007 was amazing. Yeah, let me see the game of 2007.
That's an easy choice. I forgot about that. I mean, I forgot about a lot of things in this game.
Halo 3 is 2007. BioShock. God of War 2. Metroid Prime 3. It's just, that's weird. God of War 2 came out after the like that late.
Oh, God of War 2? Yeah, I remember buying that after PS3 was already out.
That's wild. I had no idea.
I remember, like, I was just like really, like, I had not played God of War 1.
Mm-hmm.
And
some say you can get the sword upgrade.
That's what that's what I'm kind of looking for. I think it's like, is it in the East?
I don't know.
Oh, what's this?
Is it? Oh, yes, that's right. Street Fighter 6
Oh, I already did
By the
this.
way, I made a club on Street Fighter 6 for My Life in Gaming.
Oh.
It's only me and one other person in it.
Oh, that's
So-
ridiculous.
Yeah. So everyone should join the club, which I don't even know what that even means to join that club, but you should just do it.
Yeah. Gonna be cool, don't you? Like I know there's something about a waterfall.
I remade my character look more like me. I'm sorry. Like once I realized, like I just didn't want to play the whole game. I mean, I feel like I hate like how the the creative characters kind of like how they move. I hate when you select to continue world tour and your character jumps off the screen and he's just like, yeah, all limber and everything. I'm just like, come on.
Dial it in a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, the graphics in that whole mode just in general look bad.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's nice that you can fight people like at any place, but I mean it's silly. Like it is silly. I think I'm on chapter 4. I have no idea. The main reason I'm just doing it is because you can earn the money to buy like the classic costumes and stuff.
Am I at all in the area where I might find the sword upgrade?
Is this your first time playing this game?
I you know,
You'd think so.
I'm not that good at Zelda 1, I'll confess. Yeah, that I'm pretty sure is the way to like 8 or 9. I feel like the sword upgrade's in the east, but I could be wrong.
Madden NFL 99 came out. I mean, every year. A Madden game comes out. It's the best game of the year. Dude, go back, is what Aaron Walsh is saying. Go back.
Okay, well, I'm going back east.
You just left where the sword is. The sword.
I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with the old lady that stole my money, does it?
I don't know.
Because
Go back to the waterfall.
she stole my money.
Isn't up the stairs by the waterfall.
I thought I went up there.
When you're playing Zelda, I couldn't like when I was playing it, I couldn't stop thinking about marbled rock roast. That was like a set of words that I said.
Marbled rock roast. Oh, for some reason I thought that Lionel was blocking the way to like one of the later levels for some reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you. Now
Yeah,
I need a
the marbled rock roast that's just a fun series of words to say.
It is. I never thought about it so much, but you're
Oh, I thought about it a lot.
Did you ask your kids if they want some marbled rock roast for dinner?
I didn't, but I definitely thought about it. About saying it.
You know, the Goron theme, I mean, it was probably the same one used in Breath of the Wild, I think, but like the Goron theme is definitely the best that's ever been in those games, I think. It's like never a theme that's really stood out to me, but they really kind of made it a lot better, I think.
Yeah, Ganondorf giving the Gorons meth, basically. Yep. and then you got to fight marbled Goma.
Oh yeah.
I just like the word marbled because of the way that like this meat
can be marbled, but then this was literally marbled.
Yes. It felt brilliant.
Okay, what am I doing wrong about finding level 2? It's like kind of like lower central eastish, isn't it? It's It's like somewhere around in these trees, ain't it?
I've not played Star Fox EX. I think I have it on my SNES.
Was that? Oh, is that like Star Fox but SA1 or something like that?
Yeah, I think it runs like much faster.
Easton in a tree grove. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh no,
And
I think it's like a remake, or it's like a
not finding it.
no, it's like a isn't it like a sequel? Is it a sequel? Or maybe not. I don't know. Okay. It's a Star Fox with 21 megahertz super epic. That's just tip of the iceberg. A full new map, new levels, and new bosses. Well, I should add that to my. I'll add that to my list. I'm pretty sure that I have it. I have it. Or maybe not. I don't know. Oh well, you made it. Yeah, I mean that would be I will definitely do that.
Who made what?
Kando Wantu.
Oh.
Who is the one who I believe has the like the master list of all the SA1 hacks as well. And I accidentally spelled your username wrong in the hack video. I do apologize for that. Oh, the fast ROM conversions. Yes, that's the word for it. Sorry.
I need to head east further into the thicker woods and then go up.
My brain's run a little slow. I've been working and traveling all week and just got back today. So my brain's a little slow. But I will do Star Fox. I'm gonna write that down, put that on my list here.
This is into the desert, right? Is this not thicker woods? This looks like thicker woods. The trees are closer together. Why am I probably going to every single screen except the one that the level is on?
You gotta go east.
I know. It's this eastern area, right? Generally? Or is it... further east of here? Sorry to be driving all of the Zelda 1 aficionados nuts. Okay, here's trees.
It's going north and only saying east. You're saying you're going east, but you're going north.
Now I feel like I'm going too far east.
No, go east.
Oh, here we go, I think.
Why port it to SNES? Because
why not?
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
it's just a cool personal challenge, right?
Yes.
Also reduces slowdown and sprite flicker. So.
Yes. So he was having issues with the MSC1. So he went with the original.
Yeah, and
original soundtrack because it was glitching.
And it's probably because I haven't updated my SD2 SNES like ever because I don't. I hate updating stuff.
I mean, most of the time I'll update if I don't have anything going on. I will update stuff like when I see it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I knew I was doing something like a stream or something like that, I'd be like, oh, I should just to be safe.
You know, I'm pretty sure snakes are called rope.
Rope?
I think they're just called ropes.
Oh,
But come to think of it, snakes are not an enemy you really see.
Mr. Ropers.
You don't really see snakes in Zelda that much.
You need to be on the latest firmware at SNES to have it work right.
Yeah, that would explain it. That would explain it. I mean, for the most part, I'm just doing the absolute most basic stuff with my ST2 SNES, you know?
Yeah.
Can someone remind me what the dungeon item in 2 is? Because I want to make sure I don't miss it. Some dungeons sometimes have more than one item.
Did you do them out of order? Did you do?
I did 3. I did 3 first.
Okay.
Or I did 3 before 2 because I remembered where 3 was, but I was struggling to remember where 2 was.
Definitely going to suggest that anytime you see the circle close, that if you can put the Mario World sound effect in there. I think it'd be funny if there was a hack for every game that has that transition.
Yes.
The only hack was just to put that sound effect in there.
That's the only thing that's different about it.
Yeah. So I was thinking about, like, when I was driving today, because I feel like every time I'm driving, I always think of like videos that I just like wish I could just do in that moment.
Oh, sure,
like,
sure.
In that
Same,
moment. Like,
same.
That's how it always goes.
Same.
Like, I wish I could just like start doing this, and like I should really do that. That black grid box, Genesis black grid box video.
Should I have kept bombing up? Have I got is the blue boomerang the only item I need to get in here?
The blue boomerang.
But if I keep bombing up, aren't I need bombs for the Dodongos, which dislike smoke. Well, I guess I just got more.
I use my my voice recorder on my phone to do it, to record ideas. But like I have that one written down, but I just had like an urge of like, there's a lot of games I could just work on it like over time. Like I'll just record and write stuff if I don't have anything going on for a little bit or something, which is never, but if I just did it little by little over time, kind of fun. And I don't think it would be very hard.
What was the idea? I got distracted.
Like a game sack idea.
Well, I got distracted. What was the idea?
Just the Genesis black grid box.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you wanted to do that a long time ago.
I know.
I
I just like had a real desire to do it today.
Joe, I was watching, was it the spiritual sequels video?
Yeah.
I think.
Spiritual successor.
Yeah. And he was talking about Blaze Blue and talking about how like it's like, well, if you want me to say it Blaze Blue, why don't you spell it Blaze Blue? Right? It's like this should be an episode about games with dumb names. And I thought, I'd kind of like, I mean, not that I even off the top of my head had any specific examples, but I was just like, that sounds like a fun video. Games with dumb names.
But that was like one of the ideas that I mentioned when we did the podcast, like when John was on the Here's My Question podcast.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like we wanted to do a video on like games that had better names in Japan.
Oh yeah. Like
Just so you could talk about
suddenly Macho
Muscle
Man.
Bomb or the body explosion.
Well, yeah, and also suddenly Macho Man.
Yeah, suddenly Macho Man would be a good one.
Yeah.
Divine Divinity is a good game with a stupid name.
I mean,
Yeah.
And then there's also like cases where like I bet in Japan Super Mario Brothers Wonder sounded a lot better of a title than it sounds like.
Would it be better if it's called like
speakers.
like Wonderful,
or even just Wonders? But in Japanese it would probably be like Wanda, right? So like I could see how that's just like.
Well, what if it was called like Super Mario Wonder without the bros?
I thought of that too. That would also
that would be that would feel like a 3D game,
right? Okay, this is Dungeon 4, right? It is. Yeah, Super Mario Wonder would read more like a 3D game.
Yeah.
So I get why they. But man, that game looks great, right? I mean, I guess we haven't even really. I guess I forgot about how there hasn't even been a stream since the Nintendo Direct. Like we have.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was great.
It's. I think we talked a little bit about how, even for the age of that console at this point, how like a lot of that stuff is coming to other systems.
And we'll probably get the PS5 version instead. But
yeah,
still,
but I mean, just the stuff that was shown during it was just a lot more exciting for us than than most of everything that was shown at the Microsoft and Sony stuff. So I think, I mean, it's just interesting how like that's the stuff that resonates with us. And if they showed that stuff on the other, if the company showed a lot of that stuff in like on their shows, like I wonder if it would be as exciting. Probably.
Well, I mean, probably not to the people flooding the chat rooms who just want to see GTA 6.
Yeah.
But I mean, those people will never be pleased. You can show them GTA 6 and they still won't be pleased.
Yeah.
It's
just interesting. It's just interesting how, for a system that is, what is it like 7, going on 7 years?
I guess it's going on 7 years technically. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 6 years since Breath of the Wild, so.
Yeah. So it's just interesting how
it was a long. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I never like. Oh, don't get me wrong. I mean, I dreamed of stuff like Mario RPG Remake and I mean I dreamed back in the early N64 days of like a new Mario RPG but with like Mario 64 perspective, right? I dreamed of all kinds of stuff like that, but like once it became clear that Mario RPG was actually like it was really the first game in a lot of ways. I mean, I guess you could argue Mario 3 with like the different kingdoms and stuff, but like each one felt so separated from the others. And on Mario RPG, you could wander that entire world map and see how it was all connected. And it was like the first time that the Mushroom Kingdom like really felt like this tangible place to me, right? Where I could see how everything was connected, and you've got these places like Moleville and stuff like that, which has never come back, and like you've got stuff like or Nimbus Land, and all that kind of stuff, like Malo's creatures, whatever they are, like the cloud people, like that stuff has never come back, and would be considered very off-brand now, right? And Miyamoto, so I don't know if you've ever heard this, but like sort of there's like this big sort of frustration a lot of people have with Miyamoto over specifically the Paper Mario games, but
don't they just want it to be like play like the first two games? But he's like, they keep on having like shoehorn and
no. The thing is,
gotta be innovative.
The thing about Miyamoto was after Super Paper Mario, he was like, you know what, like, let's not have let's not have new characters. Let's just do these games. Like, you guys aren't allowed to like create characters. Like, it has to be characters that like exist in the Super Mario universe, right? And so you might notice that like up until Sticker Star on the 3DS, like there were male and female Toads, and that other than Toadette, that is not a thing anymore. They're just Toads,
right?
And so like Toads couldn't have as much personality going forward after he kind of made that mandate. So it is, and I agree it's strange, but I do think they did some very good and creative things with especially Origami King. I mean, is a brilliant game. But yeah, it's definitely weird. But yeah, especially considering that, and just considering like all that stuff has just never come back to Mario. Like, I just thought like, oh, they would never revisit Mario RPG, but there it is. I actually, like, I saw that the Nintendo Direct was going to come out the next day, and like for whatever reason, I just like never bothered to look at the time. Like, I feel like they're usually in like mid to late afternoon. I just did not look at the time. And so like, I'm getting out of bed, and I get up and I feed Sandy, and I look at my phone, and John's sending me a message saying like, Mario RPG remake, and I'm just like, what? So I just had to immediately go turn on my computer before getting in the shower.
Yeah, I mean it's not mind blowing to me.
It's pretty mind blowing.
I think it's cool that this being done.
I mean, is it just not mind blowing to you because like you're just not as big of a fan, or you're just like not that surprised? I think it's very surprising.
I don't find it all that surprising.
I think it's very
also
surprising.
like, I mean, I think it's cool that it's that it's being made, and I will obviously like. I mean, I pre-ordered, but I don't feel like it is not a megaton for me.
But you understand that for a lot of people, it definitely is.
Yeah, oh, for sure. But for me, it's just like I like it.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't play it until the Virtual Console, right?
No, I played it when it came out, but I didn't play all the way. I didn't finish it when it came out. I didn't own it, but I did rent it and play like through like a decent amount of it. Mm-hmm. But it's not something that just.
Well, I mean, you were already pretty heavy into RPGs, and
right.
It was really my introduction.
Like Mario RPG was not super exciting to me at the time. Like, I know that people were saying like, oh, maybe it's going to be a Chrono Trigger remake before this. Like, I think that, like, I don't think it's possible to remake Chrono Trigger and have it be like remotely, like, I don't think it would be as good, like, no matter what they managed to do with it. Like, I think that Chrono Trigger is just one of those games that I'm not sure if they could like be redone in a way that that justifies it being done, I guess. But like at the time, it was just like Mario, Super Mario RPG was just not something I was not interested in, like the lore or the characters of Mario. So that just did nothing for me.
Mhm.
I mean, I thought it was cool that it existed, and that that existed for the people that wanted it. But I mean, and I rented it, and I felt no desire to buy it.
Do you have it now though?
Yeah,
Like a physical copy?
Right. Yeah. There was £2 from JL. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying Skies of Arcadia needs a remake treatment. I mean, I think they just needs like an HD version.
Right. I mean, do some.
I don't think that it needs
good
like a
lighting
remake. I think that just making it HD and would be totally fine.
But I mean, I don't know. I would say it could. I mean, its animation and stuff isn't all that good, so like I could see there be value in like doing a little more work. It's not like something like F-Zero X or GX where we always say like it already looks perfect, like it just needs to be HD, right?
Yeah. See, Urameshi knows what I'm talking about. So Skies of Arcadia Definitive, the GameCube version, but with the Dreamcast sound. And I'd agree with that. And it runs nice. Have it be 4K, and like they don't really touch up some textures, but they don't really need to do much for me to.
Oh, I mean, they don't
to justify it.
They don't need to do anything for me to justify it. I mean, I'd buy it if it was just like. I'd buy it if it was just 480p on a PS5 disc. Like, that'd be lame, but I mean, I won't deny I'd buy it. I couldn't help myself, right? But I mean, Super Mario Wonder, like, I think it looks incredible. Like, it's, something I have thought about so much is how, would I get a key if I kill all these guys? I'm trying, like, they do always give you enough keys in the dungeons, right? Like, I don't need to, like, leave and buy a key, do I?
Yeah, Cloud FF7. I'm like, that's what I'm thinking about. Is like, Square did screw up that Steam version of Chrono Trigger, and then they had to go back and fix it because it was so bad. But I don't know. I feel like it'd be just like, and just port the exact game, the Super Nintendo version, upscaled. Is like all you need to do.
But anyway, Super Mario Wonder.
You're talking about like Mario Wonder, like the. I mean, that's like I get it. Like Mario Wonder, like it looks pretty cool, but it's not melting my brain. Because I just don't care about like Mario lore. At all,
it's not lore though. Like it just looks
or like the style of it.
I think the style is pretty awesome. Because like it very much.
I mean, it looks better than the new games, but I mean,
it looks a lot better than the new games. Like it something I think about a lot is how vastly different each Mario looked up to, up through World, right? Like each one had a very different in-game.
Well, technically, 1 and 2 didn't look very different.
Well, technically, yes, but like in terms of what we got in the U.S.,
wasn't. Wait. So wasn't the U.S. version was a different game, right? of 2.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. You're trying to pull a Chris here. But no, I mean, and honestly, I would say that like US Mario 2 probably has like the best overall art style. Like, I mean, you know how much I love Mario 3, but
But would you have felt that way if there's only one new game? Is it only because they made 4 games in that similar style?
I mean, partly, but
I mean, I feel like they just did it because that was easy.
Oh, well, of course, that's why it was cheap too, cheap and easy. But my point. I mean, no, I mean it's not that great of a style. I've seen some comparisons going around that do a really good job of highlighting how much more personality is in the poses and animations, and a lot of them are very similar to, you know, I really like too how it's got like the, what would you call it? Is it like three quarters or whatever you call it, perspective that mimics like the instruction manual art. Like it is the first Mario game since, like I said, since this first 2D Mario game since World that actually like tries to have its own style, like you know, Yoshi's Island.
What if they do another one that's like uses the same style?
Well,
Will it take away from it?
It wouldn't necessarily take away from it, but it might take away from the new one. It would be disappointing, but it is a significantly better style than new. Like it kind of makes me think of how like
at the time I felt like new was fine for, you know, when it came out. And when did it come out? Like 2004.
I agree. I thought it was fine. I mean, at that
time it was like that was the first 2D Mario made with 3D graphics, and like how I think
how else would you have done
it?
I don't disagree. I think it was fine within the context of the times, but then they reused it a bazillion times, and you know, it's
4 times,
a bazillion. Boy, this is really expensive. That key is cheaper than the one I saw before.
Okay, so new DS was 2006 and new Wii was 2009. So that's like 3 years, but I mean, the biggest difference in those is like, yes, they looked similar, but it was more like that. Like Wii was about the 4-player, was about the gameplay.
Yeah, and I still think Wii is the best game. Like, I mean, regardless of whether you're playing it multiplayer or not, I think Wii, in my opinion, I don't think it's necessarily the most popular game. I think a lot of people like New Super Mario Brothers U the best. But I like Wii the best. I do think it's the best one. You know, I replayed all of those not that many years ago.
Right.
And I was like, you know, yeah, Wii is still the best.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that like it looks good, but I think that at the time it came out, it was totally fine.
It is this new one. It was, but the style very much wore out its welcome.
Yes.
And like you know, there's like, you know, there's like, you can actually, because of the perspective, you can see Mario's face, and he has like, they're not just animating the character model, like they're also adding like they're basically like swapping out like his like face model at times to give like a completely different expression, where he'll have like his mouth will be more of like a line, like from an instruction manual, rather than like a 3D animated face. Like there are unique expressions that they like snap between to give him more expressiveness rather than just like, you know, just animating the model. It's and you know, you've also got stuff like, you know, he like when you crouch, like he actually does like the Mario 3 style, like pull his hat down, but like you can there's a lot more like expressiveness, and you can really see the tug. And like, you know, it covers his eyes, and you can see he's got this big like ooh on his face. Like it is significantly more expressive.
Yeah, but I mean,
it
should be. It's been like when did you come out? The last one came out in like
2012. It was the Wii U launch.
Yeah. So I mean,
well, yeah, but I mean,
it feels like an evolution of like what would have just been done. You know,
but considering how long we've waited, I think it's pretty special. I mean, I think you're underestimating. I mean, you should. I'll try to show some of the comparisons that I've come across. I'll try to show some of them to you because it is a significant improvement. I think it you know, and it looks like each level is going to have a lot of sort of uniquely designed assets for it as well, like because they each seem to revolve around kind of some unique themes and ideas. So I think it's going to be pretty special. It feels like they should be calling it Super Mario Brothers 5. Like that's to me that is how different it looks.
Okay, but yes, but I guess I'm just. Then why not? At the time, why would it have been okay if they called new Mario 5?
Sure. But
okay, so
but they didn't, and like
but they're not going to. They wouldn't. I don't think that they care to give it like numbers like that anymore.
I mean, they did go back to numbered. Should I use my potion? They did go back to. Oh man, I'm screwing up here. Whew. I mean, they did go back to number. I mean, not back. They just randomly started going to numbered Mario Karts at some point. I don't know. I think it would. I mean, you can't tell me that you would not be much more excited right now if they called it Super Mario Brothers 5. Like you've talked about that kind of stuff a lot with why don't they take a break from Call of Duty and call the next one Call of Duty 5 or whatever it would be. I have no idea what it would be. But you've talked about stuff like that before, right? Like why not take a break for a while and then bring it back and give it a number, right? Like that would be exciting, right?
Well, I mean, I feel like that only happens when it's all right, we haven't had a really popular game in the series in a while, so we're gonna bring it back to the basics, or we're gonna bring it we're gonna use that to inspire memories of hey, this is a sequel to those old ones. It happened with Crash Bandicoot. Right. Which, I guess is going back to, what I never played it. I never played Crash 4. But, it's going back to that, those other ones sucked and now this one's going to be good. But then you get stuff like Sonic the Hedgehog 4. Part 1 and Part 2.
I'm not saying it can't go
now
wrong.
I feel like they can't go back and do
5.
They can't do, yeah. I mean, basically, that Sonic Superstars is basically they should just called it Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Part 3. So it's just they've spoiled that well, and they can't do that. They can't call it Sonic 5.
But Mario,
I think that they'd rather not even acknowledge that Sonic 4 even exists.
Yeah, but Mario,
Sonic Mania is the real Sonic 4, yes. That's exactly what it is.
I think I know where 5 is. Is 5 where I need the meat? Is 5 Grumble Grumble?
Dr. Claus says Sonic 4 was, that was Sonic Toilet 1.
Sonic Toilet 1.
Sonic Toilet.
It's like that game Toilet Kids on the PC Engine.
Yeah, Toilet Kids. Sonic and Toilet Kids. It's a lock-on cartridge.
Sonic and Toilet.
You can play as the Toilet Kids in all the different Sonic games.
Can you play Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Toilet Kids?
Yes.
Wow. How impressive. Did anyone say if I need Grumble Grumble in 5? Or is that, like, later? I think the meat was 60 rupees unless
I think that, see, Bit Roast saying Sonic 4 Episode 1 was promising and then Episode 2 completely dropped it. So I think they should just they shouldn't have split it into parts. They should have just like taken the time and made it one complete game. And
episodic was the hip thing at the time, and then Valve, proved. I mean, we know that from experience. Never promise an upcoming episode, because then you ain't gonna do it.
Yes.
We'll do CRT geometry in a future episode. Oops.
Yeah. 9 years later, nope, hasn't happened yet. So, I mean, that's just what I think. Like, I think that there's no way that they are going to, they would call it Mario 5. Because there's so many games that could have been called Mario 5 at this point.
Sure.
I mean,
I think it would be
Island could have been called Mario 5.
It shouldn't, though, because it plays totally different. And it's not called Super Mario World 2 in Japan.
But Mario World is not called Super Mario Brothers 4 here. So it's like which one's right? I don't know which one's right.
Well, I mean, Final Fantasy 6 is not called Final Fantasy 3 here,
But it is now.
It is now, but you don't like calling it that.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's just because when I bought it, I have a game on my shelf that says Final Fantasy 3 on it, and that's the only version that I played all the way through that game with. I've only played through Final Fantasy 3.
Have you ever played through a version of Final Fantasy 3? Like,
yeah, I played the DS.
Same.
I'll call that 3J.
3J.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what people used to call it.
See, Shinjan PV says it may not be called it in Japan, but it is in my heart. I get it. Yeah. See, I have Final Fantasy 2 and 3 right on my shelf. I mean, I just like in my mind, like I always, I want to call it Final Fantasy 3. Call 6 Final Fantasy 3, just because that's just how I think of it. But like I know not to, and I'm trained not to. But in my mind, like that's Final Fantasy 3 is what I played on that day in 1996. I think it was. Was it 6? Or it might have been.
Wasn't it the same day that Jurassic
5.
Park came out on VHS or something like that?
The same year?
Was
it 5? I was in 10th grade. And I graduated from high school. So it was probably 94, 95. It's probably 94 then. It's probably fall of 94. Yeah. It was early October of 94. I have talked about this like many times.
Oh yeah.
I remember having it pre-ordered all summer and going and getting it. It was high school homecoming, and I slow danced with a girl for the first time in my life at that weekend. After and then I made it to the World of Ruin the next day.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah, right? I mean, but that's what I think about. Like that's
I feel like this needs to be like a sentence in your memoirs. I slow danced with a girl for the first time, and then I made it to the World of Ruin the next day.
Yep. I mean, but the thing is, like before that day, like I saw the opera scene, like before going to that dance, I saw the opera scene that day. And no, I did not have a date. I didn't. Of course, I didn't. So I'm not gonna pretend like I did. I was in 10th grade. I was terrified. Did anyone actually play that Final Fantasy USA back in the day? It was Final Fantasy RPG. Some play for us. It's just that's Mystic Quest.
Yeah. That is Mystic Quest.
Mr. Dot says, I had a date once and I ate it. And then it well, at least it's better than giving it to your pet monkey and it being poisoned. It wasn't a bad date. Does that come out like next weekend?
Oh, the Indiana Jones movie?
Yeah, I think it comes out next weekend.
I don't know. For some reason I thought it was already out. I feel like I saw like posters up for it somewhere.
Oh no, I think that they it's like they've screened it for critics like way early.
Oh, okay, yeah, I might have heard something about.
Yeah, so June 28th, I guess. Is that Wednesday it comes out then? Man, I still gotta see Across Spider-Verse. I've not been to any movies this summer. No, it does not have Mutt. Mutt Williams is not in Indiana Jones. They do apparently explain what happens to him though. What happened to him and why he's not in it.
Oh, he's not.
No. But they do explain why he's not.
Is it the same explanation for why Sean Connery wasn't in 3?
In 3 or you mean in
or 4? Yeah.
I mean,
he was only in 3.
Yeah. I'm assuming that it probably has something to do with that.
I mean,
something similar, a similar fate.
Well, I mean, the fate was he was dead, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you think Mutt died of old age? Not likely.
No. Like he died of old age before his dad does.
I'm making dumb jokes that make zero sense.
I mean, I did read something about what happened to him, so I know already.
Ah.
It's a single throwaway line, I think.
Oh, I need to get the flute to fight Dig Dogger or whatever he's called.
Yeah. I mean, I have not been able to watch Kingdom of the Crystal Skull since the first time in the theater. I've watched little bits of it. Literally the only good part of that movie is the motorcycle chase through the college campus. That is the only part of that movie that feels like classic Indiana Jones, I think.
There's got to be something to this one.
There's $5 from Alex Gavin. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
And you ever get the feeling it's been so long since I beat a game, I have to play through it again? Hearing talk about Final Fantasy VI is making me think that. And, I feel that same way. I really wanted to play through the Pixel Remaster. Just to revisit it, And the thing is yes, it would be very nice to just if you could step into a pocket universe where time does not progress, I would just replay so much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, but I have to say after booting up the Pixel Remaster of Final Fantasy VI once, I mean, for all those.
I wish that I had gotten that PS4 version, though. I gotta say, I feel sad that I didn't end up getting the PS4 version. Now that it's hard to get, it's annoying to me. But I wish that I had gotten that version.
Yeah, but I think they're exactly the same.
Oh yeah,
but I was not happy with how it runs, especially in cutscenes. The way that the way the cutscenes look, it's the camera is just like so jerky, like it's really obvious to me.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, just the way they converted, I guess.
How about that Star Ocean 2 remake though? You
looks
sent me
great.
that trailer, and you're like, the voice in this sounds like it's AI generated.
It does.
It sounds like so unsettling, and when I finally listened to it, it's like, oh my god, it sounds like a drunk grandma kind of.
It's really bizarre sounding.
And it like slurs certain words.
Yeah, like I wanted to see, is this game also coming to PS5? I assumed it was, and it is.
Yeah.
Also PS4.
So is the PS5 version only, or is the physical version only available through Square Enix's store?
I think that was just a collector's edition.
But I haven't seen like the standard edition available.
I don't know. I mean, there'll probably be at least in English Asia. I'm not too worried about it, but anyway, so like I thought like, oh, I bet there's a trailer on Square Enix's YouTube. So I went to see, and it's like, it's a different trailer, and there's this like voice that sounds like an AI generated drunk grandma, like you said. Like the voice is just so it just
unnatural sounding.
It does not sound like real VO. Like honestly, even like the lines in the script like feel like they were AI generated.
Yeah.
Like go to Square, because it's different from the trailer that was on Nintendo Direct. It's like it is very strange sounding. Very strange. It is disconcerting. I could not stop thinking about it. Okay, do these only push a certain direction? Or can I get through here? Okay.
I think grabbing a stopwatch in this room keeps the door locked forever.
Really? Wow.
That's what Eshy is saying.
That's alarming.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of. I don't really care for Temple of Doom, but I feel
Really?
as though as I've gotten older, I appreciate it more.
I thought.
But
I
at
thought
the
you liked it a
time,
lot.
I mean, I've talked about this like so many times about how, you know, it's like as a kid, it really scared the crap out of me, and now like I just like the whole part with the bugs. It's like makes my skin crawl. But I do appreciate it, and it is way better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's
if
really
I don't,
good.
even if it's my least favorite of the original ones. I do find myself, I do appreciate it more now, though.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I've always thought it's pretty good.
I mean, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I remember when before it came out that they were like, "Oh, we're not going to be like using CG anything in this, and it's going to be using like classic style effects." And then like right out of the gate, they like have a CG generated groundhog. like literally the first thing you see.
Well, like, you know, the thing that gets me, like, I looked at some behind the scenes stuff in it, and like there were some backgrounds that just looked CG that I guess were not. Like, I should probably not be actually trying to fight these guys and just find the way into there, but now I'm like committed. But yeah, it's like I remember the very beginning, like when, you know, when I'm trying to blank on who it was that played like the lead villain, the lady. It was Galadriel, right?
Yeah.
Like when she gets out of the van, like just the background just looks fake. And then like like I was convinced that like that the whole like jungle chase scene was like just all green screen, and it
looks bad.
It
Like the whole time.
It just because it looks bad the whole time, but then like I saw behind the scenes footage of them like actually shooting in a jungle.
It must have. He had to have something to do with like whatever camera they were using. Then.
Yeah, or just like some like color
or
correction.
They touched it up, or they didn't like how it looked, so they
like or some sort of color correction or something. Like it just the movie just looks fake. It just like even the stuff that is real looks fake. Like just something about it.
But I do think that chase, like on the motorcycle through the college campus, like that's the only good part of that movie. If I was going to rewatch any part of that, it'd be that scene.
There was a student.
Too fake to be real.
there was a student at the college. I was working at the TV station, and one of the students that did a lot of stuff at the TV station lived in the town where that was shot. Like I think it's where
that's cool.
Harvard or whatever was, and she was like actually like an extra. Like
that's cool.
on that shoot. Like I don't know if she's in the final movie or not, but she was like talking about how like, you know.
Yeah. I am curious about the de-aging in the new one, like how because they use all these archives of like unused scenes or something like that from like the originals.
Wait, does this actually not push if the Dark Nuts are alive? That's
Dark Nuts.
That's brutal. That's pretty brutal. Should I buy a potion?
Crystal Skull, the ideal runtime is about 8 minutes or so.
Huh?
Bitrose is saying the Crystal Skull ideal runtime is about 8 minutes or so. Just watch that one chase scene. It's like, that's all you need to see. Oh, I mean, like the de-aging in Tron Legacy, that was one of the first really big ones to do it. And, you know, they would have gotten away with it if they didn't show de-aged
kids.
What? No, they would have gotten away with it if they didn't try to pass off the de-aged Jeff Bridges in the real world. Like I would believe him as just
in the Tron
as a bad guy. In the computer, it's like that would work as like a like a computer generated version. But they screwed themselves by showing him looking like that in the real world, like in the flashbacks.
I mean, I didn't think it was that bad for the time. Like that shot never really bothered me.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it bothered me like straight out of the gate.
I mean, I know it bothered most people, but I didn't think it was that bad.
Oh, they did do it with Patrick Stewart at the very beginning of X-Men 3, at The Last Stand, I think.
Oh, I mean, that's like the first de-aging I even really know of.
Yeah, because that would have been before.
Like, to my knowledge, that's like the first de-aging ever.
Yeah.
Probably not exactly right, but...
And like a real big budget movie.
Like the first CG de-aging.
Yeah. And really, they're just like airbrushing his face, probably.
Yeah, it was not that impressive.
They need to make a Sorry We Messed Up Tron Special Edition. I mean, it would be kind of interesting if they just redid the de-aging on him.
Oh, no.
Just in the real world. You could keep them the same.
That was weird. It took a little while for that to load in. I thought it might have frozen. But it finally came out. I'm going to go ahead and buy the meat for level 2. Why not?
I
Or
do
level
like Tron
6.
Legacy, and I think a big reason I like Tron Legacy is like, you know, there's
I like it a lot too.
and you know, like I think it's what's her face? She like looks so good in that movie. Why can't I think of her name? She like directed that Don't Worry Darling movie. But, like her haircut in that movie just like looks so good.
Yeah,
Olivia Wilde, yeah.
I kind of like Tron Legacy more than the first one, but like I didn't like the first one that much, I didn't really like it at all the first time I saw it.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it took a little bit to grow on me. In
So
fact, I'm not even sure if I rewatched it before I'd seen 2. And then I might have rewatched 1 later, and I'm like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
But like,
Like it's just saved in the haircut. Yeah.
I think it's just it's a fun movie. And Jeff Bridges is really fun in it. Like real old Jeff Bridges.
Yeah. No, I mean, I see. I love the first one. The first one is Saturday afternoons growing up at my dad's house. Like I watched it so many times at his house. And you know, like that is where I really fell in love with that movie. And even now, like, yes, it is like it's kind of corny and it's almost like nonsensical at times.
I found it to be very hard to follow. That was my whole thing. It was like the first time I saw it, I just don't understand what's going on. But I understand it now. But the first time I watched it, I just thought it was very confusing. I actually had
once they get like the sail thing. It's like how did like there's some it's like a weird continuity error or something like that makes it seem kind of weird. And I can't remember what it is now that I think about it. But yeah, I mean, I watched that movie so many times, and like I think that even now it's just like really, really visually striking. Like it's a lot more visually striking than the sequel was.
Really? I mean,
oh yeah, I think so.
I mean, certainly the technology of the sequel wasn't like.
I love the idea of
it wasn't impressive.
Like the inside of a computer kind of being like
early CG.
like dark and dirty, but like with like some neon colors. Because that I mean, I feel like so in a way, I think that it would make sense though. You know, like computers from that era would feel like
they were dark and dirty.
Would feel like they were dark and dirty, I guess. And like then the newer computers from Legacy would be, you know, like these are computers with RGB LEDs on them.
I mean,
right?
I
maybe not quite when that movie came out, but it was getting there.
I probably shouldn't admit this, but like the impetus for me watching Tron for the first time, because like I had honestly like barely even heard of it, was Tron being in Kingdom Hearts 2.
That was the first time you heard of it?
I don't think it was the first time I heard of it, but like I had heard the name Tron before, but certainly didn't know it was owned by Disney, and probably just hadn't really seen anything about it or knew anything about it. I mean, of course, that was a long time ago at this point. But yeah, that was what made me seek it out. That was why I bought the DVD, and I was like, I should watch this. And then I was like, boy, I did not understand any of that.
You know, the Blu-ray, the Blu-ray cover for the first Tron movie is so obnoxious. It says Tron, but like in in text just as large as the title, it says the original classic.
That is a little.
It almost makes it seem like the movie is called the original classic Tron.
Oh, it's like, well, you know Tron Legacy, right? There was another.
Yeah, there was the original classic.
Okay, if anyone is like so confused by what I'm doing, I'm trying to get to the fairy fountain. I'm bad at navigating this game.
But outside of Olivia Wilde's haircut in that movie, the best part is definitely the light cycle. Like, I love that scene when he first gets into the light cycle and it starts playing the music, and it's like that slow motion run when the music kicks in. Like, that is easily far and away the best part of that movie is that scene with the music.
Unfortunately, though, like on the light cycle animations, you're not getting a lot of like easing on the camera motions and stuff like that. If I recall.
Oh, in the original,
yeah.
Oh no, but I think that is kind of what made it neat. Is that there's no easing; it's just like hard turns. Like that made it more intense. Like in that original, when they didn't have multiple levels to go up and down, it's, just like those 90-degree turns is what made it, I think, more intense and more scary. Like, you felt like you could die at any second, and even in the second one, like, they kind of bounce off of it too, and it's like, it's not nearly as intense. It doesn't feel as much like a game.
I mean, it's like, it's like one of those like old worm or snake games, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which I don't know if any of those existed before Tron 1, but.
Oh yeah, I don't think it did. I mean, I think it did well when it came out, but it also wasn't remembered, or like I did it tank? Because I feel like I heard someplace recently that it actually did pretty well. It's just that it didn't like stick around in people's minds for a long time.
Okay, I think I gotta go.
But it is funny. I mean, having listened to Jeff Bridges and the way that he talks in general, like he just like in real life, and the words that he uses, he's basically playing himself in that movie.
Oh yeah, like and I mean, he is like he is the dude, but trapped in a computer.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of different. Him, like Flynn and the dude are definitely. I mean, the dude's a loser, and Flynn is definitely is really good at everything he does.
Yeah, but also like just like super chill and laid back.
Yeah. Like Flynn definitely gets high and hangs out when nobody's when the camera's not on him.
I mean that sounds like something the dude would do too.
Oh, I mean yes. See, Gleaming 999 says it made $50 million on a $17 million budget. So that's pretty good, I think. For when did it come out? Was it 82 that it came out? Oh, it's made $50 million since it came out.
Man, this is so annoying that it doesn't seem to let me. I mean, as far as I can tell, it's not letting me push that block until I kill all of these. I mean, that's just brutal.
Sinister Sally says a friend told me, tell me where the source where's the source code, Lebowski? Look in my head because where's the source code, shithead?
That's another movie. Maybe that's a running trend with Jeff Bridges movies for me, where it's like I don't. Oh wait, is this? Oh, if. Okay. Well,
there was $4.99 from Tony Escobar. Thank you. Saying, what do you think of the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood audiobook? So I made it like about 60% of the way through before it returned. I'm gonna sign it out to like listen to the rest. It's kind of interesting that it gives away like the ending like so early. Like it just like straight up like says what happens at the end, which is kind of interesting. But it's very good. Like the reading is very good. Okay.
I bet you'd like to have more bombs. Well, yeah. I just wasted a bunch to get into this room.
Yeah, I was surprised that it just like straight up says what happens at the end, but I assume that nobody is listening to that hasn't seen the movie. You know, I don't think anybody's listened to the audiobook instead of seeing the movie.
Oh, that's gone. Save me.
But it is very interesting though. Like, so it's read by Jennifer Jason Leigh, and she does a really good job at having a lot of the same inflections as like the actors did in the movie, like in the way that she reads it. It's good. It's good. I need to finish it though. It's just that I don't find myself listening to audiobooks when I'm just at home. Like usually when I'm driving someplace. I mean, I should have probably just listened to it the last couple of days, but
there's gotta be
driving. But
there's gotta be another way up there.
Listen to the rest, I guess. Let me bring up my. Go back into my app here.
Well, maybe it's just the way the pulse voice jump. I was going to say we're actually getting some slowdown, but I think it's just the way they animate that looks like it. I'm struggling with this dungeon because I gotta get to the flute.
Chat. Welcome. Thank you for you're an avid listener of the Here's My Question for You podcast. You always leave like very long and detailed comments on every single episode.
Who?
Video Game Obsession.
Oh.
Matt Hensel.
I have got to figure out an alternative way to get to where I think the flute is.
You have to scream into the controller.
Anything in here?
Video Game Obsession. Would you ever consider like being on it with us sometime? It'd be fun if you wanted to do that sometime. So the main thing is that that's special about this is scrolling smoother, less slowdown. And really,
it's just impressive that that was done at all.
Exactly. All right, I'll get in touch with you in the future about it. That would be cool to have you on.
There's got to be another way over there, because I if I'm understanding correctly, what I would have to do to get to where I think the flute is, I would have to go through like 2 rooms of a bazillion dark nuts, which is not fun.
Yeah. Atla Kamolko 91 with $4.99. Thank you. Saying, halfway through the year, how's your progress been on your New Year's resolution games mentioned in the end of the year video? Love the chin.
Yours quite
I'm
good.
Halfway done. I'm halfway done.
I mean,
but I have some heavy hitters that I still have left to take on.
Yeah, I mean, after Final Fantasy 16, there's not going to be any like game, like, you know, obviously like Zelda and that came right next to each other pretty quickly, right? So you know, that prevented me from, you know, really getting much of anything done on that recently. But like after I finished Final Fantasy 16, there's like not going to be like anything that I can think of that's going to be like, you know, such a priority that, you know, I can't, you know, just wait and, you know, work on some of my other games. I mean, I'd like to. I'd like to play Pikmin 4, but
to grind and get the blue ring. I'll help you raise your defense.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but isn't it also like 280 some rupees? I don't know if I have enough time to do that before the end of the stream. So I'm kind of debating whether I should do a little something else before the end of the stream, because I don't think I'm going to get past those dark nuts without some considerable difficulty and money I don't have.
Rears to Blood, the reason it's just the Twitter video just shows my face as webcam is as F-Zero is because I'm driving. I'm like in the car.
I assume you established this at the beginning of the podcast.
It's just like, I guess he must have put out like a quick like little Twitter preview for it.
Any news on 4K scaler? I mean, I've seen some things that Mike Chi has posted lately. I mean, that's one of the more soon coming ones. But then there's also the Pixel FX Morph. Although I don't. Do you know? I don't know what all of the specifications are. But those are both things being worked on.
Talked about lately. I think that the
OSSC Pro, I think,
the switcher that they have is going to be out before that.
What's going to be out?
The that switcher that they have.
Oh yeah. And I think the OSSC Pro, last I heard, or at least I think you said,
yeah, OSSC Pro is
it's designed, but like producing it is just on hold because it's too expensive.
Correct.
I mean, basically, you're going to be able to like just straight up install like Mr. Cores on the OSSC Pro. It's like,
yeah,
it's like a Mr. and more kind of.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if it's like a whole Mr. Like, I don't know if it can run any core, but
yeah. I feel like the Retrode 4K will be out this year.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been watching.
Like, kind of alluded to on Twitter that it's like ready.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah.
But I mean, production-wise, is it ready? I guess that's the question.
Right. But I mean, I think that he's just like doing crazy stuff with the firmware, and he's like constantly showing different things. And I think that he seemed to allude that it's going to be out this year. Oh, 2024. Maybe that's just. I mean, I feel like mentioned that it was like.
Did anyone say whether there's a cheaper place to buy the blue ring, or is it? I think it was like $280. If that's my only choice, I should switch to something else for the rest of the stream, because no one wants to watch me grind 280 rupees or whatever it was.
No cheaper place to buy the blue ring.
I don't think I want to grind up that many rupees right now. So I will let this Zora kill me, and so I can save. Because it's Zelda 1, you gotta die to save. Oh, it's 250. Yeah, that's right. Max rupees is 255.
Level 2 is a good rupee grind spot.
I don't think like level 4 or 5, like I don't think enemies ever drop anything there. Because I noticed that.
I feel like they added the ability to save without dying in this. It's like up in select or something.
Oh,
like
did
that.
they?
I think so. I don't remember what it was.
I do appreciate that they kept the hold the reset button as you power off. That's appreciated. But yeah, I mean that's just a cool thing to exist, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see. Should I do like Super Nintendo games I've never booted or something?
Oh, okay. You're not going to continue on it then.
No. That was because like that's just going to take me too long to grind up. Because and I just being those dark nuts as I was not.
How many games do you have on that SC to SNES?
I don't have it as fully loaded as I should, but I've got at least like the full American library. But I don't have like a lot of cool
I feel like there's
hacks
like
or anything.
random game built.
Oh yeah.
If you press LR, select an X, it should jump back out to the menu.
Well, I just turn it off. Turn it back on. You want to come up here, Sandy? You want to say hi? Come say hi to the stream, Sandy. Sandy, come up here. Sandy, come up here. Sandy, come up here. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. No, don't go lay down over there.
Oh, was too many games this weekend?
Oh yeah.
I guess so.
Sandy sat over there. What are you doing, Sandy? Oh, are you gonna come over here now? Come here. Come here. Come say hi.
Oh, I don't want him to play Mecha Robot Golf because I want to say like Chris already he's gonna do that video on it.
Oh wait, Chris is gonna do a video on it?
Yeah, I bought it for him.
Oh, you bought it for him?
Yeah, he wanted it.
Did he know about it? Or he has like a thing about
heard of it, and then he was like, "Will you get that for me?" It has weekend rental written all over it.
So did you say there's
James Bond Jr.?
Huh?
Mr. Dutz, they play James Bond Jr.
Oh, okay. So the NES James Bond Jr. is kind of interesting, and I've heard that the Super Nintendo one is very bad, but I don't think I've tried it. I actually got the NES one a month or two ago.
Oh yeah.
Wow, this game like seems to do a signal drop between scenes, which is a little unusual for Super Nintendo compared to Genesis, you know. Wow. Okay.
Are you not using your? Are you using the retro tank? Are you not using?
I'm using the retro tank.
You must not be using the triple buffer then.
No. I mean, I usually don't because you usually don't really need it. Look at that jump. Like, he float. He feels like he starts to float like when he's almost on the ground. So the controls are really weird. Like B jumps, which is good, but then like A is punch, X is kick, and Y is throw grenades. What?
He's also got his
Some decent parallax here. Oh wait, I'm the helicopter. I thought this was like a what? I thought that was I thought it was
this is the Silkworm stage right here.
Oh yeah. I thought it was like a cutscene. I mean, the parallax looks good. Oh my gosh! Like it's really easy to hit that tree.
A hitbox. Reminds me of Area 88/UN Squadron. Actually, I mean, yeah, but like 1/10 is good.
Yeah.
I'm like annoyed with this game. I was just thinking about how he had his shirt tucked into his jeans. That isn't a kick. He's that's shaking diarrhea down the leg. So that's James Bond Jr.'s signature move.
There's like this awful delay before you can go into another direction because like the way that it. Yeah, this is bad. What's the shortcut?
It should be LR, select, and X.
There we go. All right, let's play something other than that. Is there a random ROM select?
Is there? There might be. Like, I mean, if you hit select, is that what brings up, or your X brings up your menu? Is there like a random game option?
Wow, why was Beethoven the Ultimate Canine Caper one of my recent games?
You mean Beethoven?
Beethoven. I feel like I had a reason to boot that up, and I do not remember what that reason was.
Why don't you play? I mean, just look for something that you would never play in a million years.
I'm stuck calculating disk space.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go on to S's because there's a lot of S's on Super Nintendo. What about Skuljagger, Revolt of the Westicans? Have you ever heard of this? I've not heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard of that. It's like a pirate game. Skuljagger. Is it maybe based on a cartoon?
Wow, there's like this really long black screen with like music slowly building up before it even.
You should play space football after this.
Play what?
Space football. Space
football.
football.
So you want me to play that, but not
Skuljagger,
not Mecha Golf. Bubblegum Practice.
Is this based on it? Was this a cartoon?
I don't know. crush that foolish cockroach Skuljagger.
Rabbit Valley is looking to purchase an OSSC as Retrode is out of my price range. What's the best way to getting one in the U.S. that isn't scrappy Amazon knockoffs? I'm going to be having the currency exchange. I mean, probably.
I mean,
you're going to have to do the currency exchange. I think. I'm not sure if anybody else is selling them. I mean, you could always try eBay.
I mean, are they? I mean, I assume they're still on Video Game Perfection.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to. He's just wondering if he does.
I mean, he's the guy that worked directly with Marcus to like, produce it. And so like, I kind of consider Video Game Perfection to be the real OSS. That's like the official OSSC. So like, I just like buying them from him because like, he really supported the project.
Yeah, he's the one that, he was there from the start, basically.
So when I'm going up and down this ladder, I don't know if it's just because it's slow, but like it looks
like he's changing hand. His sword's like
changing
hand.
But like when I'm going up and down the ladder, the scrolling looks relatively smooth. I'm not. But then it's like really, like I'm trying to figure out if it's 60 frames per second, the horizontal scrolling just looks bad, or because like it looks pretty smooth going up and down, but I don't know if I just can't.
It looks like at 60 FPS, like going left and right too.
No, it doesn't. It looks bad. It
may. I mean, I can't. I mean, I'm waiting. You did a little bit of
or
it.
Maybe the background looks smooth, but the actually now that I look at like the background looks smooth when it scrolls. But the plane that I'm on looks like it's 30 frames per second. Like it's really bizarre looking.
I don't think it looks like 30 FPS, like on the stream at least.
It looks quite bad on the PVM. It looks quite bad. I mean, everything about this looks like some real garbage. I mean, this looks really bad.
I mean, people got this for Christmas.
I know.
Imagine that.
Do you think this is someone's favorite Super Nintendo game?
Absolutely. 100%. Somebody out there, this game is their favorite game in the system. At least one person.
Yeah. Do you think this is anyone's favorite game of all time?
Pirates of Dark Water, that's what I was thinking of. I think that's the one that was like the cartoon.
If anyone's coming into the stream late, this is not the Zelda 1 port.
Yeah.
Look how he looks like when he's like way past the ladder. He's like already way past him, but he's still doing that animation.
Shimmy that little booty. It goes up and down. There's $5 for Mega X6. Thank you. No message though, as per usual. Thank you. Dr. Claus says this makes me think of a CDI game.
I mean, this feels like this feels very European, and I love a lot of European games from this era, but like this feels like it was like made of the lineage of like, microcomputer games. Not to say that microcomputer games are bad,
but they are usually kind of bad.
They're not for me.
Zane's dad just is finished moving, I think.
Oh.
Did you move far away, or is it just to a new house in the same area? Okay, so not done moving all stuff. So I assume that it's like you're close by. Oh, about 70 minutes. Oh, see, that's That's far enough to just far enough to make moving
Okay.
really annoying.
This isn't enough of this game. That game's quite bad. What did you tell me to play? Mecha football? What was it?
No, you should play space football.
Space football.
I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I don't know how to play regular football.
You're gonna learn right now.
No, I'm definitely not. Trifix Entertainment. Whoa. Look at all the space. Look at all the space. There's a really weird layout of continents on that planet. The spaceships take the field. Whoa, whoa! Okay, so the B button moves forward. Okay, this is definitely not teaching me how football works. I'm learning nothing. It says there's the goal, but like stuff bounces off of it. I don't get it. Am I trying to knock something into the goal? Like, is it this thing? This game don't make no sense. Any space football experts in the house? Oh, touchdown for me? How did I do it? I have no clue how I did it. Am I supposed to like grab this thing? Oh, okay. I think I got it. So then maybe I shoot it or carry it to the goal. Oh, it got away.
Is this space football?
This is space football.
Interesting. This is not at all what I expected.
This is not football. and even I can identify this is not football. It is very confusing. I have these.
But, I mean, if you're playing football in space, mate, this is maybe how you have to play it.
Maybe.
Looks kind of like. I mean, it moves kind of fast.
I think I'm supposed to be grabbing this thing and taking it to the goals. I got a touchdown, and I didn't know how.
Well, then it's definitely football if you're getting touchdowns.
Well, yeah, but I'm just like chasing this like flying saucer and then taking it to delivering to these goals. I think I'm a spaceship. Like I'm not even a person or a robot. I'm a whole spaceship.
Well, I've gathered as much.
But like actually like grabbing this thing is very difficult. Oh, apparently I got it.
Touchdown.
I
It'd be fun if you're
you're
hitting
threw it the wrong
everybody
way.
and they're like,
That would be funny. Yes.
Hey, tell me when you score a touchdown.
Okay. Oh, I'm so close. I think maybe. Oh, I lost it.
I see. I've never heard of this game. I've never seen it in person. Someone got this for Christmas.
Are you gonna say that every game we boot up tonight? I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
I'm just saying of the games that if I got this for Christmas, I'd be real disappointed.
I mean, we probably all have.
What if you saw screenshots of this and you asked for it for Christmas? Like this was your the big Christmas gift that you got. You were staring at pictures of it in magazines, thinking like, "This is gonna be so awesome," and like this is what you got. You know what I mean? Like, you
yeah. Well, I mean, that was me with. Oh, we ran out of time, but I think I'm the winner. I've won this match of space football. I cannot figure out the perspective on my character's face here. Like it looks like he's like kind of looking to the left, except I only see the ear on the right. Like it looks like he's looking forward, left, and right at the same time.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with that guy sitting with his arm up there. Is that supposed to be him?
I think so.
Like, why is he like a golden statue?
I don't know. He's got like his like helmet on his lap, and he's just going like he's not even like flexing really. He's just holding his hand like that.
The golden throne. Yeah, he won and they covered him in liquid gold.
I mean,
that's what you get. You know, you get immortalized as a golden statue when you win a game, but you also die.
All right, let's go back to the S.
I thought that looked like it was like a weight scale.
Let's go back to the S's and see what else someone got for Christmas.
Okay, have you ever played SOS? Sink or Swim?
I'm not sure.
That's the one with that's like the boat sinking. And it's kind of a puzzle game. It's pretty cool actually. I feel like you may have played it before. It's good.
It's not ringing a bell yet.
It's almost kind of like Prince of Persia-esque.
It looks very European. Not that that's necessarily bad.
Oh, wait, is this what I'm thinking of? This doesn't look like what I was thinking of. Is it SOS? Okay, SOS is different from SOS Sink or Swim. Interesting. I had no idea.
It's like, look at this character. This is like so European.
Yeah.
I again though, I like a lot of European games from this era. I like more European games from this era than I do North American games.
Yeah. You should play the other SOS. Apparently there's
okay.
You know, so SOS is different than Sink or Swim. And
oh, here's SOS without periods.
Yes. Corey is talking about SOS without periods.
This is like the cinematic opening. This is like a so-and-so film.
Yeah. It's cool. It's kind of like what's that movie about the ship that like flips over? The boat that flips over, like Poseidon Adventure. Is that what it's like? Based on? Yeah. See, there we go. Which is like the stuff of nightmares, I think.
Sound Crew, HELP.
I never saw the remake of Poseidon Adventures. I just saw the one with Gene Hackman. I think that's the one that I saw.
This is from good old Victor, old Victor Takai.
Yeah,
Mr. Takai.
Yeah.
My favorite one-man publisher. So this is a puzzle game, you say?
Kind of.
There's like a story.
I feel like this game might be kind of expensive now. But it definitely feels like something you would like.
I'm surprised that there's this like story I can't skip. I mean, if I was like playing it for real, I wouldn't skip it, but
Backstreet's back. All right, it says, "Isn't life the ultimate puzzle?" Yes. Oh wow! So the card is around $100 for this now.
Wow.
I got this from Matt Macheski.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a number of games that he got like years and years ago from like an estate sale.
Ah.
And he just he gave them all to me except for Chrono Trigger. But that's how I got I got Shadowrun and a few other things.
Oh no, a storm. Please don't frighten my sister anymore.
Oh, it's close to $200, I guess now.
Wow. I wonder what the Japanese version costs.
I don't know.
There's a storm coming, but you don't need to be depressed. Let's talk about something fun. Sharks, for example.
In today's edition of Rare and Expensive,
I can
good. We have this game. Oh, so this is the same people who made Clock Tower.
Oh, I can kind of see that.
$120 loose, 200 plus complete in box for Japanese version.
I see. So it's, you called it a puzzle game, so I'm like envisioning this being like, I'm like controlling a little ship and so, but it's like, it's more of an adventure game.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I think it flips over. What? I don't think Capcom made Clock Tower 3. I think they just published it.
Yeah, I don't know who made it.
There it is. See, it gets hit by the...
Did it turn over?
Yeah. I mean, look at the door. It's on the ceiling.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought you had played this on stream before.
Well, I mean, Drum and I played Clock Tower years ago. Yeah, I mean, this seems interesting. Oh man, the really weird digitized screen when I got on the fire. Lose 5 minutes, time limit. So, like, it seems like there might be, like, multiple characters. Like, I didn't actually...
Yeah.
See, so, like, it's like a bunch of, like, oh, whoa. So, like, it almost seems like there's, like, this real-time situation unfolding. And each is, like, relatively constrained...
It has, like, Prince of Persia, like, hanging and stuff.
Interesting. This does seem interesting, for sure. But I should probably play something else.
Okay.
Yeah, I was not aware of that. That's an intriguing game. Let's see. What else can we get into in
And
the
he
S's?
angles his body when it stands at an angle. He
What the heck is
how
Super
about
Widget?
SeaQuest DSV.
Huh?
He plays SeaQuest DSV with Jonathan Brandis and Roy Scheider.
Is it?
You remember, like, SeaQuest DSV was on before or after America's Funniest People? That was a Sunday night.
I watched America's. I thought America's Funniest Home Videos was on before that, or was that a different channel?
I feel like the time slot like that was on like.
Oh, look, that's actually a really nice reflection. Look at that. So this is a TV show.
This was, yes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, what the heck does DSV stand for?
Deep sea vehicle.
Oh. Have you ever played this?
I never played it, no, but I do remember when the show was on. Like I said, I had Roy Scheider and Jonathan Brandis, who was in the Never Ending Story 2. I don't remember how he died though. Did he die from like a drug
okay, so
overdose?
like the X button goes up, the A button
And
goes
also,
down.
Rest in peace, Roy Scheider. Then Roy Scheider's dead too, I think. A long time. It's Star Trek, but underwater. Okay, so
This
Jonathan Brandis
has tank controls.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of interesting actually. Oh.
Oh, what's the dolphin's name?
I like blew up that whole building by bumping into it.
Whoops. Oh jeez. Oh.
Is that
There's
like
green flames coming out of green flames.
I think I bumped into another building. Is it gonna blow up too? You know, this is actually kind of interesting. Like I think it's pretty decent.
I didn't even
too.
think about it, but like between like SOS and this, it's like everyone's like, "Oh, the games you're playing are kind of topical."
Oh.
I didn't even think about it.
Look how smooth that
It's
turning
certainly not
animation
intentional.
is, though.
I mean, I like you heard everything that happened with that submarine, right?
I did.
Like I almost can't think of anything more scary. Honestly.
I mean, I wouldn't do it.
No, I mean neither would I, but I mean I can't think of anything more horrifying than that. Like I mean I hope that when it did implode it would be like instantaneous, like they wouldn't feel anything.
That's the impression I gathered.
Yeah. I mean, like I don't get like really claustrophobic, but being inside of stuff like that would like really make me feel scared. I mean, I would never want to go down in like a sub or anything like a ship.
No.
Yeah.
That's I don't know, going to space seems less scary.
Yeah. That's insane.
Like, would you skydive or go on a sub first?
Oh my god. I'd probably skydive before I went on a sub.
Yeah, I feel like my knee-jerk reaction would be go on a sub over skydive, but if I really sat down and thought about it, like, plus, like, successful skydive would probably overall be a more enjoyable experience anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really see how going down a sub would be an enjoyable experience. Like, I don't know, like, I feel like going to space would be really cool, like, to actually go to space, but like...
I would just want to be there and not have to, like, deal with getting there.
Yes, exactly. I don't want to
If
be...
you could just, like, teleport there.
I don't want to be part of the, the process manning it. We're all doomed if that's the case, but, like, I don't know, I just feel like being underwater, it's like, I feel like I could get a better view of that, like, just from some video clips or something,
Yes. Yeah, I'll just watch videos of it.
But, like, space, it's like, okay, I can see the appeal there. But, okay, I have no idea what to do, but I don't know, this game is actually kind of a little bit interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I just think, like, the way you move and stuff. Is this supposed to be like Star Trek but underwater?
Yeah, basically. Q46 is saying when that sub like imploded, like they died faster than they could even register pain.
I mean,
like they experienced heat that rivals how hot the sun is for a brief second.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
like the whole
they essentially just like vaporized like immediately.
Like the whole concepts of just like contrasting like pressure, like for space or underwater or even in a plane, like the whole concept of that is like a little hard for me to wrap my head around.
Right. I mean, it's not something that any human could really understand.
What about steel talons? What the heck is steel talons?
Steel talons is that's a is that like a flight sim type, like a helicopter flight sim?
I don't know, but this title screen is really small. It's like that title screen is like the size of a Super Game Boy game.
Yeah. Mega X6 says the ocean is a very unforgiving place where we go to the bottom of the food chain quickly.
This one's a milk run, kid. So let's see how quickly you can do it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Look
at the detail.
Yeah.
On that ground. I love the shading on that ground.
Oof. We're trying to do polygons without a Super FX.
Yeah, well, they just figured it out.
But look,
I think, whatever.
They tried.
Yeah, like I think that.
Interestingly, the bullets.
I think it's they shot their shot.
The bullets actually move smoothly, which is interesting, but everything else is choppy. And like that reticle moves smoothly. But yeah, this is not great, but interesting. It's interesting. But it's not great.
What did James Cameron say about the sub? Because he's like obviously like he's done that a lot, but also he like they did it all by the book.
What's spellcraft? Do you know what spellcraft is?
I want to say it's like an isometric.
That.
Yeah.
Oh, I might know what this is. Actually.
Said he felt it was in danger from the start. Yeah, I mean, safety is paramount. Basically, that was the nightmare scenario. So he saw earlier models that it was based on, and it was saying it was an accident waiting to happen. I like that guy's lips. The wizard's lips. Oh, it's kind of like. It's almost like the immortal kind of.
That's what I was trying to think of. That's what I was thinking of. I don't know how to get out of here. Get password. Oh, travel to Earth domain. Yeah, I've tried Immortal on NES. Seems interesting.
It seems interesting. Like I haven't seen anything.
I mean, Immortal seems interesting.
Oh yeah. Well, the Genesis version is like ultra violent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Without the cool deaths. The NES version doesn't have the cool deaths.
Oh boy. I hold a button and the yellow meter fills, and then I do nothing. I like how it says you and them.
You versus them.
This is like,
And his head flies off when he swings his sword.
this is like Druid Punch Out.
Yeah, I mean it definitely is the immortal. Like Atori Hanzo to saying, definitely immortal.
This is different from the NES version I played. Like a lot different. I don't think it's really quite that, but yeah.
Mega X6 says this looks like a better version of the immortal.
Oh.
This is Super NES.
Why is my short my
It might not work on certain games.
Oh really?
Like the in-game hook doesn't work on certain games.
Well, maybe that's a sign that we should just call it there.
Just pick something. One more thing.
One more thing.
Yeah, we'll do one more.
One more
and I'm gonna go
thing.
to bed. I'm gonna sleep like a baby in my own bed. Although, I slept pretty good. Yeah, in hotel rooms when it's just me. You have all the pillows and
What the heck is Sterling Sharp end to end?
that's probably a football game. Sterling Sharp, I think he's a football player.
Oh.
Will you play Stone Protectors?
I saw that on the list earlier, and I was like, I wonder. Oh no.
Shadow
is
Mask
this?
for $2 asking, what video game console would you bring into space?
Oh, no one ever asks that. They always ask Desert Island. Is it? Do you think it's the same question as the Desert Island question?
What video game console would you bring into space? No, like what? Well, I mean, if you're gonna bring any video game console into space, like you don't have to play it. You just want to have it with you.
I mean,
You just want to see the image of that video game console in space for real. Like that's something I was gonna remember.
like has a Game Boy ever been in space?
Probably.
Like,
I don't know. I would bring
I feel like if you're going
bring a GameCube with the Game Boy player on it. It's not like I would play it or anything. I'd bring a Saturn into space. Come on.
I don't know. What about
Why would you bring anything other than a Saturn?
Look at these laser lighting effects. That's kind of cool. This totally.
And I do sleep very well in a hotel when it's just me in a hotel room.
This has to be based on like a cartoon.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know, for some reason Analog Pocket seems like a good choice to take into space. But if we're talking
but what if you couldn't play it? Like you just
what system am I like? I just want this to be in space.
Yeah.
Because it would look cool in space.
I mean that's what I'm.
I mean like the game. You're right. GameCube with Game Boy Player would definitely look cool, just floating around.
If you could just like take any game system and like shoot it out the airlock.
Like,
And, I mean, I would have like a white Saturn just floating there in space.
I mean, if I was going to shoot something out the airlock, I'd want it to be something common.
You have galactic attack in it.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just floating out there in space. What about like a whole Neo Geo cabinet?
Okay, I gotta appreciate that.
Like just an arcade cabinet.
An Astro City then.
Like I like the idea of just like an an arcade cabinet just floating. So like I don't know about an Astro City. Like I feel like a candy cab is not the right choice. It needs to be like a full standing like Western style arcade cabinet.
Okay.
Like just floating out there in space. Oh man, look at all of these colorful characters I can choose from.
They're so cool looking.
They look so cool.
This looks like a beat 'em up.
Like don't you just want to?
Oh, wait. There's Clifford, Cornelius. Who else?
Cornelius, Clifford, Chester,
Maxwell,
Angus,
and
and Maxwell.
You got keep it. Please be Chester. He's the middle guy, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Okay.
You know, they almost look like they're like a combination of Ultimate Muscle and Garbage Pail Kids.
And they look like trolls too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like who liked these characters enough to be like, oh yeah, like I want to buy their video game.
Somebody got this for Christmas.
Somebody got this for Christmas.
Oh, it looks almost like Battletoads, kind of. Makes me think of Battletoads a little bit. Like, what if it's totally awesome?
I mean, it's not terrible, but this is one of the better things I've booted up in our random selections here.
Yeah, this doesn't seem so bad. The animation, walking animation's pretty good.
Like I leave behind footprints in the snow.
Would you bring this game into space?
I mean, I wouldn't not.
Yeah, I think it kind of looks pretty good. No, I mean,
you know what's kind of interesting is when you go over the items, you like automatically pick them up. Like you still do like a crouch animation like Streets of Rage or Final Fight or whatever, right? But like it's automatic when you walk over. You don't have to hit a button.
Oh, okay. This gives almost $100 for a loose cart.
Wow.
So I mean, it's fine.
I mean, look at his like.
He gets some French fries.
Look at his animate like how smooth like the turn on that mohawk is when he walks. Like it almost looks like it's like rotoscoped from like a 3D render. It's so smooth. Like look at that. Look how smooth that is.
Yeah, look, it's that his mohawk looks very thick.
I mean, it
looks like it's got like a lot of girth to it.
it looks like it's like made out of like
it looks good.
It looks like it's made out of Tupperware.
It almost looks like a like one of those almost like a tube tunnel that they hang, like if they're like gutting a building and they hang a tube out of a second story and they dump all the trash down it. That's kind of what it looks like. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I get it. So this has to be like based on like a cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Chester's about to die here. He's got 5 lives though. That's pretty generous for a beat 'em up.
You think Angus's last last name is Beef. Character Angus in this. His last name is Beef.
I mean, maybe. Or steak.
I don't even understand what you're like hitting him.
It's like, I mean, it's like I've got a weapon, but I've also got punch and kick, but they just seem really
Oh,
short
dude,
range.
you just like
It's like some sort of like multi-tool. It's got like a punching boxing glove on it.
yeah.
Oh,
It says this game is on a Nintendo Switch too. I don't know if that's true.
Wait.
This is on the
there's no way this is on the
this is on the
Switch.
SNES app.
There's no way, right?
If this game was $20, would you buy it?
Yes.
You didn't you? You had to think about it.
I mean, it's not like amazing or anything, but it's like
rotating gem.
it's
so smooth.
it's confident. It's confident. It's got good animations. It's,
Yeah, who
like
made it?
like
Who made this?
the backgrounds are pretty good and stuff, right? Like it's yeah. Yeah, if it was $20,
Do you know who made it?
No.
You want to take a guess? I'm gonna look it up on.
I
I feel like it could have been made by Rare.
no. No.
It's called Stone Warriors.
Stone Protectors. It's not rare. I suspect it is European. This is more of the good European. I don't think the character designs.
Oh, so it looks like Pico Interactive.
Oh, they own it.
They have it now, yeah. Eurocom.
I could see this being Eurocom for sure.
Yeah.
I like Eurocom a lot. Actually. They made some pretty competent stuff.
Like, I'm looking at their list of games they made, and you say some pretty confident stuff, and all I'm seeing here is 007 Legends, Harry Potter for Connect, GoldenEye 007.
Yeah, the
Reloaded,
GoldenEye, that's
Trio.
good.
They
did, like-
Dead Space Extraction.
They did a lot of ports on for N64
Batman
that are
Begins
pretty
on
good.
the, PS2. Predator Concrete Jungle. Duke Nukem 64. Mortal Kombat Gold on the Dreamcast. Hydro Thunder on the home port of Hydro Thunder. They made 40 Winks.
Oh, video game obsession. I do have Twin Bee Rainbow Bell Adventure. I've not played through it yet, but I've played, I've tried it.
They made Crash Bash. They made Lethal Weapon on the NES.
This is like a good-looking game with like the ugliest characters imaginable.
Yeah, I think that's the point. They look like kind of like Garbage Pail Kids. To me, at least.
Well, there you go. I guess that's a solid one to end it on,
Yeah,
huh?
that's a good one to say goodnight with. Thanks to everybody who donated tonight. And sorry it was a little low energy. But I'll try to be back at full power next week.
Yep. All right.
I'm gonna do everything I can to get that video out in the coming days.
All righty.
Before I go.
Good night.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.